mreimu nsɛm a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ɔman yi mu ɛfa ɔman no sikasɛm ɛnhyehyɛeɛ yɛn nso yɛde bi to yɛtirim na nkanka yɛdi nkɔmmɔ wɔ abɔnten a na nnɛ awia yi yɛaba aba bɛhyia mu ɛwɔ ha meda obi biara ase sɛ yɛto nsa frɛ mo matumi aba mɛsrɛ na magyae kasamu no ɛde ama menua Gordon asai bedi akona ɔno ɛde ne ɛwɔ hɔ no atoa so meda mo ase
Ebusa for bedo we biase say motimi abedwo ne na say the nipa besi abre ne video man ne ya bre yeda mo ase say monye ho abotre na we may be streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, but what I have to say, I will say it because we came from Winnipeg just last week. We were expecting around 200 people. When we did the head count, we had about 485 people in attendance in Winnipeg. And here we are with an appreciable number of people. I don't want to place judgment on it. I leave it to the conscience of people, conscience of people who are in charge of the region and the constituency and whatever. The regional minister, Yadawasi, at least about 3 hours ago, Nipa Badie by 8 a.m. Nibia Betnasi and Yahweh Trentino. You better must say, Abusafo, ye me a media person, ABC. Na your mandate say to inform, educate, and then entertain. Na if you draw about to say na who be here say you bet church what the nation they say. You can't state of the economy now and never bend the woman say kwakoye nkwan. Never bend the young kwan, you bet the home combo. A bear man catch was what the to see the meaning the bear, a bear than us or bad in our BT. And you politicians now for so many years. Na a breast of the academics no. Now, much church say, what is the true state of the economy? Yes, I tell you, Accra, Yaku Kumasi, Yaku Winiba. Na a human being here say, Sunyani so. Na it is Uncle One Abba. It's an Yabe, Yamicha, the regional minister Ankasa. Na what an irony. Greater Accra, na regional minister Niho. Ashanti region, na regional minister Niho. Central regional minister Niho. But the attendance in Greater Accra, Ashanti region and Central. Na esochem Fredison Bono ya regional minister I think we should be very honored to have in our midst the regional minister with a lot of people in attendance, but it is what it is. It's regional minister Pacho Nyamishaw ye be dawase papa na ye be frɛ na wa me yakwaba we are near yim penifo a ene no be di dwumadi akire ye dase minister Pacho first like say minister kwai.
All right. So once more, good afternoon. And you are all welcome, especially those of us who are traveling from outside our region. It is an honor to always be part of such forum and for us to also participate fully. So eminent economists, members of the business community, students around, distinguished invited guests, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, especially my party people. It is with great pleasure and privilege that I stand before you today as the guest of honor on this important occasion of the Economic Symposium under the theme, The State of the Ghanaian Economy. First and foremost, I wish to welcome you all to Sunyani, the cleanest city in Ghana, whilst expressing my gratitude to the organizers for the invitation extended to me to be part of this all-important program. Indeed, let me also seize this moment to commend the organizers for creating this timely platform for dialogue and reflection on the challenges, opportunities, and the future of our economy. Distinguished men and women, as we are aware, the Ghanaian economy has experienced significant shifts over the past decades. From the early days of independence, where we were hailed as one of the most promising economies in Africa, through periods of economic instability and structural adjustments, to a recent phase of remarkable growth and transformation. Our nation has shown great resilience and the capacity for renewal. Today, the Ghanaian economy, like many others around the globe, is facing its share of challenges. These challenges, including high rates of inflation, rising public debt, fluctuating commodity prices, and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, have tested the very fabric of our economic resilience. However, these challenges also provide us with a clear lens through which we can assess our policies, strengthen our institutions, and accelerate the structural reforms to place Ghana on a more sustainable path to step up massive development of our beloved country. Despite these challenges, Ghana remains one of the fastest growing economies in the sub-Saharan Africa. Our democratic stability, coupled with a youthful and enterprising population, positions us uniquely to achieve sustainable development. In the last few years, key sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and digital services have seen growth, while others like oil and gas have fluctuated in the response to global markets. However, there is hope and opportunities abound to revamp our economy. One of the major opportunities lies in diversifying our economy. For far too long, our economy has been heavily reliant on commodities such as gold and cocoa. While these resources have been the backbone of our revenue generation, they are subject to global market volatilities. It is therefore critical that we explore alternative sectors such as agribusiness, technology, tourism, and renewable energy, among others. These sectors not only promise to create jobs for the teeming youth, but also to contribute significantly to the teeming youth, but also to sustainable economic growth. Another key area for growth is niched in regional integration. With the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, headquarters situated here in Accra, Ghana provides an enormous opportunity to expand our trade horizon beyond traditional partners and tap into a broader African market of over 1.2 billion people. The potential for boosting intra-African trade is immense, and we must strategically position ourselves to take advantage of this opportunity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as a government, we have a fundamental role to play in creating a conducive environment for economic activities to thrive. Over the years, several interventions have been implemented to stimulate growth and ensure economic stability. The Planting for Food and Jobs program, One District, One Factory initiative, and other social interventions are aimed at enhancing productivity, reducing unemployment, and increasing exports. These programs are already yielding results, but we must continue to evaluate and refine them to ensure that they are serving their intended purposes. Another area of focus is improving the ease of doing business in Ghana. This means reducing bureaucratic bottlenecks, enhancing transparency, and ensuring that policies are predictable. A strong and efficient regulatory framework will encourage both local and foreign investments, leading to job creation and overall economic expansion. While the future holds great promise, it is crucial to acknowledge the economic hurdles that we must overcome. Rising inflation has affected the purchasing power of citizens, making the cost of living higher than ever before. The depreciation of the cedi continues to be a concern, not only for the government, but also for businesses, especially those involved in imports. Additionally, our public debt levels have risen sharply, threatening our fiscal sustainability. As government, we are committed to addressing these challenges head-on. Through prudent fiscal management, targeted investments in infrastructure, and renewed focus on industrialization, we believe we can steer the economy back on track. However, it is imperative that all stakeholders, that is government, private sector, and civil society, work together to ensure the success of our collective efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, to our business leaders, I encourage you to continue investing in this economy. Your entrepreneurial spirit is what drives growth, and your innovations are what will shape the future. To our economists and financial experts, I wish to respectfully implore you to continue providing advice and policy recommendations that will help guide this country through these turbulent times. To the students and young professionals in the audience, you represent the future of this very country. Your energy, skills, and ideas are critical to driving the next wave of economic transformation of our beloved nation. In conclusion, I wish to submit that the Ghanaian economy, though facing challenges, is not without hope. We have resources, both human and natural, to overcome these challenges and emerge stronger. The road ahead may not be easy, but with collective effort, discipline, with high sense of commitment, and strategic planning, we will succeed in building a prosperous, equitable, and resilient economy. It is possible. Thank you for your audience, and may God bless you and I. Mabusiafo, my trouble for 10, do be crackers and yamin samas a baby crab a ye na ye. I said the yen, it takes two to tango. Medica crabba now so the crabba, na ye quano no. Me 2 year, me 3 year, Dr. Tim and Chain. I had the opportunity to sit in between doctors. It's a very enviable degree for about 7 years. My ya minueda. Nti ahomachi ya na me send a message my supervisor say when I've only up to this October. After October there's no need say me ba be jino say me free work obiya no. Na me tell me ho kan wura. Kopem say bobo 7 December elections no. Kepo so means ho. Nti from now akadien me wie bibia akadien correction no nyanwe ya na. Na busuafo e be ye nkrata we mu nyina ne ade nyina na me hwespagu the years of doctor offering cramba, you know. Now, me catch and say, doctor, the whole Ghana, when we talk about cashew, a Bono region. And so Bono is cashew and cashew is Bono. Sana the whole Ghana, you can't pottery pa. We ye from man son a chill crack, a winnie ba hobby baba, abba. But the number of players in the pottery industry, I what Bono hano, and ya don't be. Now, fire mainstream bakokra dia media dey say efie bia mu every Tom, Dick and Harry in that district no a poultry and ama no nsa ekona no na me kan na me kan si say e Doma Central and Doma West and Doma East na ye kan cashew so dia na ye say almost all the 12 districts that makes Bono region no baby biara cashew edi akotene wom na me kan say cashew di akotene nyina no you can cashew ya mienu and a cashew you home. You want the apple part of the cashew and you want the bean no. The bean na a cashew na ye bo at the yen yamano. Na ano na bonifa na apple no. I'll be so ya treat juice every mono. Then in penny for me and ye cassa say sa apple part no. Ye tea ye touching or real muhono. Ya woni ma be ba ko be nso a betimi de san apple yaye na so be pem ne ya me no kase ye cashew adu be vie be du no kwa aduonu e ho nsam e wo bro mantem ha yi ya da so to twene nti ye sika ye chibremo kase ye economy na nka ye chibremo kase a e ma ye gina ye yie no e no na ye huri to twene no nti Ghana da ache e na ye huri no ye to na hugya no nti die ne be ye afa ho nti mpanyifo mo ka biye wo mu itraye academia mwaba mu nti die ne ye cashew yi as an industry ye bunu ye betimi di ayo. I'm not proud As we speak, we have only one factory. No, no, Tom Brown, now the residue need be a supply. I mean, they malts and the Guinness. Oh, Kumasi. Now, dear, see and quine, say academia research officers who are around. I mean, when I say research officers, not political research officers and quine, name researchers as doctors, PAE in academia. Sir, you bet to me, they are near me, than your knee. There's a factory, they be so funny among Hakoton. Yes, you're near be at the boy and Hobra. Sanya Papaya or Tom Brown, our Alaska Hoya. Nanky acquired Nasa by. Now you need bromantum. And bro is at a new region. I at a region, Ebia, which is over 60 years. We don't have one factory. Until admire folk who are a teacher from Panyum for businessmen and women, a school for any research baby no. You bet me a kaya boom. Sabako for we are dry, you see a goo. Now me just say a kaya home, bet me a so much. Am my industry no as cash you know, yet me a done not done mu, I'm not by your industry. After all, school feeding ya and crown sometimes they take drinks and then obia ya no I drink, not I said a bag will not go school. Now cash you chum juice now. You bet me I drink at my may. Ye chum juice in every you know, residue no. My father said, oh, we are a more in a human, ya caboma. It went the poultry feed. Emma no a year can have my poultry feed money. It went the young proco feed a money a year. A DNA ya faho. That's said to be a better action. Sabi you cry, you actually alcohol a film. Tibet me your spirit. At the several year in hospitals and as a health facilities. Everything's on your alcohol. At the idea the alcohol ye be it means so Eddie B. Are you am ye? And no ya COVID-19 bushie for bed down ye. Never say a hand sanitizer see. For near Quasre, because the first time I was MCE. Metro letter SID actually echo Newmont. Ebi and then you be female. Now so nanke o cashew nanke chimu juice na alcohol no let me done ye at the yes hand sanitizer CB and money ye. Sanitizer is not only meant for COVID-19, but for many other things. And say alcohol no kwampo ne ya twe yentimi mfa mo ya hobra awo ya bromanta ma surplus no yemfa supply other regions ana say you acquire other regions to go and look for other things no and also will also come around here to also take our alcohol. And say mra na nie achia mpanyimfo se emu ye no ye say ehia bebo nyina achia mpo asabra emu ye wetimi asa kan sie ni mpo abukura etimi kasie ni ma ne ye this is the time. Now we are school near. I think we write so many things and do many researches and write so many theses here and there. And until even if you find yourself, you find yourself in the health industry. I think as much as we also need the alcohol to use in the hospitals, we can also do that research there and see how, because at the end of the day, it's also going to help the health facility. And it Mijiri sempany for bebre ombeka ti dia kan ebeja wa hanom se medam ase say ye frey chane ya che de na so yaba na yaba betie mijiri say at the end of the day the esu bia no we boy ho bra ama oman akonanim onyame hia ye onka ye ho ne de be bia no eye nkoso emfa man bebre medam ase nyame hia ho.
Another round of applause for the minister. Let me be a bit autocratic today, Prof. I think, sir, looking at a deeper appreciation of the economic situation, we have to add her to the team so that we can take her to either Tamale or Kuforidia next week. All right, Ebusa Fonti, and then Menya Yempeni for a 9 title for mapping or much idea universities across the country. Now, your homeboy back, I was saying more, Dr. Emmanuel Pokumafo. Or a lecturer, Department of Entrepreneurship and Business Sciences, University of Energy and Natural Resources, Sunyani. Can you with us, please? Then we have a regular panel member, Dr. George Domfe, Development Economist, Senior Research Fellow, Center for Social Policy Studies, University of Ghana, Legon. Doc was a homeboy with here. And then Dr. Frank Bano, lecturer, Gempa, and head of research, Dankwa Institute, Accra. Doc. And then, of course, Professor Isaac Boedi, Dean, Faculty of Accounting and Finance, UPSC. Ebusa for Pacho, more fast than I ma in penny free. You know, Makwa crack, Kukumasa, Kuini Banasa, no Maba. Yes. Now, you best start. Regional Minister catcher me say, in the maybe Brewechi, now, but no person channel me in a Yakwaba, and Salako Shop no Asa, Baga cry. So, for a radio, Tabeniambra. All right, into your better regional minister, quite a bright friend, Dr. George Domfe. Now, our Betiano, if you see Penania de Conatos. But a round of applause for Dr. George Domfe, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, and sorry for keeping you waiting. Some of us have been here for long and others just joined us. Yeah, but all the same, it's good to have all of you here. Today, we are here in Sunyani, and we want to talk about economics. We want to talk about economics. I will simply say that when we say economics, we're talking about what you do, what I do, what everyone else does in order to put food on the table. What you do, what I do, what everyone else does in order to put food on the table. As a teacher, at the end of every month, I'm paid. I'm paid because I work. Somebody is a trader, a farmer. We all do various things, and at the end of the day, we receive reward for what we do. So, this is what happens. What you do, the value of what you do, the value of what I do, when we put it all together, we get what is called gross domestic product. Gross domestic product, GDP. I'm sure we've been hearing about that. So what you do, the value of what you do. So as a teacher, I teach every month, and government gives me something. Let us say government gives me 2,000 a month. And I work for 12 months. 12 times 2 is what? So 24,000 a year. That is supposed to be my contribution to GDP. When somebody is involved in maybe farming or carpentry, whatever, let's say a farmer, and the person is able to harvest 10 bags of maize, and a bag of maize is sold at 100 cedis. 100 times 10 is what? 10,000 is 1,000. So that person's contribution to GDP is what? 1,000. Now, I want to say that every economy, in order to find out whether or not it is doing well, we want to know what you do, what I do, what everyone else does, the situation about it. Are we progressing with what we are doing? Are we retrogressing? Are we stagnating? When you are retrogressing, it means that you are getting lower than you had in the previous year. So if, as a farmer, today, I'm able to, I get 10 bags of maize this year, and last year I had 20 bags, it means I'm out, declining. So last year, me bro 20. Now this year, me 10. So if I'm an economy, I am not doing well. In other words, me 20, and this year I'm able to get 20. What is happening to me? I am stagnating. But if me 20, now I'm able to move it to 40, it means what? I'm growing. Now, so every economy, in order for us to know whether it is doing well or not, we look at the GDP. Okay? We look at what? The GDP. And so I've said that GDP is what? Money value of all goods and services produced in an economy. What you do, what I do, what everyone does, the money value of it in total put together gives us what? GDP. Now, there are two things about GDP that today I want to share with you. We use GDP as a best of all the economic indicators to measure the health of an economy. When an individual is sick and you go to the hospital, what happens? The doctor immediately wants to check what? Your temperature. Am I right? Yeah, the doctor checks your temperature to find out whether or not you are okay. Right. If the temperature is supposed to be 37 degrees Celsius, anything lower or above says something about your health, isn't it? Yeah, much the same way, every economy, we want to use GDP and other economic indicators to measure the health of that particular economy. So GDP, two things I want to discuss with you today. Because of time, I'm not going to stretch it so much. I'm going to look at two things of GDP for you to know whether or not Ghanaian economy today is what? Progressing, stagnating, or retrogression. Economy no ne ye koyechi ye gina ho ana ye koyenim me di GDP nko a na be kan wasam ye wo niam bebrebe ye wo debt ye wo exchange rate ye wo so many indicators ye de kire economy no mu ba me se me di GDP na ye ka GDP a adwuma a wo ye ne bo de me ye ne bo ni nyina put together and the friend day gross domestic product. Let me first of all begin with what we call per capita income. It's not per capita income, per capita income. What is per capita income? Per capita income is when the total GDP is divided by the people in the country. At the moment, we have about 34 million people in Ghana. So if our GDP is 78 billion US dollars, you divide it by the 34 million, everybody gets 2,200. Today, Ghana, our per capita income is what? 2,200. That's our per capita income. Now, the children say, Ghana is kani nyina, se basa ye cha ne pepepa, anko the juma we ye de me ye ne de afimunu mo bia nya ye no. Se sika ne kani nyina boma de friend gross domestic product no. 78 billion US dollars. Na se nipa 34 no ye cha obia chefa ye dey 2,200. Now obi baka say na beda ne ya che ye nche Kwame despite na juma o ye every hour onye sika bebre as a lecturer me de market ya e wosoro ti ye form anye kra market ya anye carpenter na ketu ya anye but the thing is say ye kan ni nyina ye fa ne average so enya wo de kese no nko ne ye hwe na nya me so me de keto ane ne ye hwe ye kan ni nyina bom ti ye fa ne sanka ye nyina ye ye adwuma pa anka afimu ni nyina no this year afine be kwa wie na nka obi a chefa ye dey 2,200. That's our per capita income, and that's why we are a middle income country. For you to become a middle income country, the threshold is that per capita income should be what? At least $1,000. Sometimes they add 14 cedis, whatever, but at least $1,000. So Ghana, we were not a middle income country. Sometimes some people say that, oh, Ghana, it's never true. Around the year 2000, per capita income was $320. So today, if it is 2,200, are we not moving forward? And in order for you to know whether or not per capita income means something, who doesn't want to go to US? If today I have told or we've gone to announce that somebody is here issuing visa to US, do you think this will be the number here? Everybody will want to go to US. You know why? US per capita income today is $85,000. Almost 86. US. Who wants to go to UK? UK is about 45,000. Italy, about 42,000. Japan, 48,000. Ghana, 2,200. But we are far better than Burkina Faso. We are far better than Niger. Okay? And so you see, Obiko abrochire na the US within a matter of time, or to talk cars, not at the obesity. Because on average, you know, every year, Obia Chefa economy new day, almost $86,000. It is our Sabe we clean a crown within a matter of time. No one is scanner or the Babisi abronsa ha ye ba Sunyani ha burgers o mobile in the omutimi ye because o economy no per capita income na dey e wonanim enti Ghana time na ye rolling say free so no na ye per capita income na 320 so what I say the entire na ye ko anim pa ye John Ajekum Kufuor beji economy na no o ya de pa na ye Rollins aye bibi of friend vision 2020. And the vision was to make sure by the year 2020, beginning from 1st January 1996 to December 2020, Ghana was to become a middle-income country. That is within 25 years, right? When John Ajekum Kufuor came and started putting things together, by the grace of God, when we rebased the economy from 2006 constant prices to 2013 constant prices, in the year 2010, we realized that Ghana became a middle-income country in 2007. To 2007, na ebimu essay 25 years no. Ajekum Kufuor ba 30 years less. Na Ghana be day. Middle-income country. We are a middle-income country. Today, our per capita income has been growing. Sometimes people tell you, no, the economy is retrogressing. Omoba oma bese omano. Ye kaso obi abese ya de ase ye jawade 5. Na se ye ba na se ade na ka 4 a. E chese wa ye dey. Wa se no. Ye jawo 5, ni ye ba na ye 5 a. E chese dey. De tia na tia se unfa bi nka ho. Ba ye jawo 5 de ko 6 a. Ye ka se asay. And this idea, those of you with phone, you can go online and Google per capita income. Come on, John Dramani Mama or Obekono. Say Ghana, your GDP ni a check, that's your cassie a cha. And now, Mr. US 85,000 to be up as a corner. Satam na 1,900. 2016. Per capita income was what? $1,900. Not PPP. It was per capita income now. Obama. Purchasing power parity. Nyano na meka PPP no nyano na meka. Meka in constant prices. Ti uya ube unze dey ebeba mienu. Di ebeba 1,900 no. Eno na me kire wo no. Ti yewura John Dramani Mahama o free abanya no so na Ghana ye per capita income se ye ka senka afemu no nyina adwuma ya ye ne bo no ye che ne pepepa. Na obi a chefa ye dey 1,900. And na say 2,226 dollars. $2,200, 1,900. There in so. Please, are they right to say economy no? Obi abese no. Because our per capita income has what? Gone up. Memma obi enada say Ghanaian economy. We are rather what? Moving forward. Because me person me call US. Now US omo per capita income no ye pre 86, 85, 86,000. UK there any nam 45. Japan mo any ade any nam 48. Now me person me call ho. Na se Ghana ha. Obiaba now within 7 years your team am $300 abeka ho a. It means we are doing well. And so, Ghana, our situation today is better than it was in what? 2016. Now, there are area discussions, no? There are discussions, no? There are discussions, no? There are friend growth. You can say growth. So, how GDP na? You can, no? Are you growing? Are you growing? Are you stagnating? Are you progressing? And also, you benya free. Sa GDP krona. U GDP no eko wani. Midika can say, obi ko do bro, or a farmer, or do bro, afi wanya $10. Sa afra se wanya $20 and afi wanya $10. I just nipa kra dey. Nipa krona ye economy. I just the economy na dey. Eswati. Sir, on the other hand, a friend say when you are $10, now if you want your $20, you are growing. Na Ghana here, from 1957, a fear economy no, anya de cry, I'm on home or cry, 1975, we recorded negative growth rate of over 12%, negative 12 point something. That is the economy now on home than cry. In fear me and some so economy no, anya the crown in 1981, 82 and what? 83. Nina negative growth. Now since 1983, no, Ghanaian economy, we've never recorded negative growth rate. Indeed, when President Rawlings was exiting, the economy was growing at what? 3.7%. When Rawlings was exiting, the economy was what? Growing at what? 3.7%. When John Adjei-Kufuor picked it from 7%, he left it at what? 9%. Ghanaian economy grew at 9% in the year 2008 and happened to be the highest ever growth rate at the time. In the year 2011, we started oil production. The economy grew at 14%, and in history, that is the highest ever growth rate we have attained. Unfortunately, President Mahama became president. After 2011, growing at 14%, he became president, and the year 2013, the economy grew at 7.3%. We were all shouting, why are we falling? Yeah, we did so well in 2011 because of the oil. Yeah, but after that, we thought we were going to at least stagnate around 10% and move the economy forward. It never happened to us. We started declining. So 2013, the economy grew at 7.3%. And when we thought that was not good enough, the following year, 2014, we dropped to 2.8%. And then 2015, we dropped further to 2.1%. And so 2015 happened to be the lowest growth rate recorded since 1983. But then 2016, President Mahama did well. We moved a little bit up, and the economy grew at what? 3.4. Meaning, Rawlings, the economy, no, say a nini, we have much chemumi and say chili ponson, the friend of 3.7%. No, Adjei-Kufuor before the 9%. 8 years, it went further down to 3.4. Sana mupesa muchire 3.4 ni na the nation. Enti yewura John Dramani Mahama na baby ya me politics. Ye pese ye bie Ghana fo ani mu hu asay. Se yewura John Dramani Mahama na baby anaso ka se oja robust economy a we dem panifo mu nyina mu anima e tro no odi. E tro no odi e kire say ade a obi di ama wo na mu ja no 3.7 na nye. Obi a be pagya ma akwa na no de ma no emfie ngwatwo de akwa 3.4 a ya mo yensema. Yentimi na satam no munim de ma na ba satam na dumso enema say ensuo nto agricultural sector say dumso o won kran a so na o tiam efra ba bia obeto ade Sunday anwumre ami Monday obekọ adwuma ope ba bia ato. Things were really very difficult for our economy. Nana Akufo-Addo ba in economy no e sha say a grow ye 2.2 growth in economy no the management no yet che yewura John Dramani Mahama sana figures ne kire na me so na mete Ghana nyese bia me firi ba bi na ba na mete minim de minim de make pa na afiri oba ne nema anye yie the year 2000 and yes be the COVID by economic growth na nya kra we grew at 0.5%, but the following year 2021 we did very well. The growth rate inched up to 5.4%, and just as we thought we had recovered, another issue came. We've all heard what happened when Putin invaded Ukraine, and since then, global economy has never been the same. What really happened was that economy bia ba form, emma ye growth na ye nya 5.4, ye started by 3.1. The year 2023, yes, Atiba from 2.9. Now, energy something said this year, first quarter of the year, economy grow 4.7. Second quarter, yenya 6.9. Currently, no, the economy grow at what? 6.9. When President Mahama was exiting, that economy grow. The last quarter growth for President Mahama was 4.1. Meaning 4.1 ni 6.9 they are so. 4.1 ni 6.9 de ahine so eti de me pasa me kira ni say yewura John Dramani mama e ba economy semu a no kwasam ene atinye bia ni hu say omomodene sa afia obeba na obeya de a yenim na ye migina he de atwa mu ne ye de kasa de a free 1992 to date no omo di yasu nyina no ye ka economic management ono na wasapa ono na ne records eye type figures no ewo ho figures don't lie and some me can nyina omo hwe me YouTube omo hwe me free baby just go to Bank of Ghana website. All these figures are there. I'm not the one who created these figures, and these figures are the true reflection of what happened then and what is happening now. On this note, I would like to say thank you very much as we welcome Gordon. Yeah, Professor Bodi, is it Professor Bodi that you are? Okay. I just wanted to keep to my time. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Dr. George Domfe. And a time into the Beno, a short kakaka. Dr. Bano, lecturer Gempa. Pastor Bra, you didn't come back. Round of applause for him, please. Look, Uber use slides. Okay. Picky.
And that is the exchange rate phenomena. So my task is very simple, is to explain why over the years, given under the Fourth Republic, we've not been able to have a stability in the exchange rate regime. The factors, the reasons, and what can be done or what is being done to make sure that we have a relative stable exchange rate regime. So we know that when we talk about the exchange rate, so yeka exchange rate once a month, share a boa what the better American dollar back in plain language, you know, the rate at which $1 trades against the local currency. So basically that is the exchange rate regime. Na yeshe afi asena America dollar na ahoɔden against major currencies in the world akosro bie pa na ade ba akwa baby sense. In fact enye just the Ghana cedi mpo but offer the major currencies in the world, offer the euro, offer pound sterling, offer the yen, the yuan. These are all currencies ejina na so pa no. The data never catch us by the beginning of the year, no. NASA currencies, you know, are depreciated, I think, almost by early this year, by within January to March, now depreciated almost about 2% against the US dollar. That is even talking about the major currencies in the world. Now, Adiba Akwa Mane Basane say, Abribia America buying no, or say, or increasing the policy rate, you know, na $1 na ho den kosro, adentia. Say ye say opese okoye investment opese odu sika ko share eye bank investment bi mu a eye ensihu na ewo ho no sene ewo soro nti ene be ma odu sika eden akwa akoshim. Yes, na abribia America buy no and I said through the friend say Federal Reserve no obe increase our policy rate no our rate na banka aka wa America memu behwe ho no mo ama ensi ho no abribi omude saa policy rate ne be kosro no na je se odu sika ko hye America buying no instrument asana se ni bond ana se T-bill yamfa say government of Ghana treasury bill the equivalent of the American one na je se ubenya mfa so wo so den bebre na de ba ko enimu so ne say America buying no eye omanya eye the most risk free country in the world. Say old America buying at the woka and to send ye a buyer or a bibibemu at the woka. Enti every beer sa policy rate in America buying to be pijamuno. Nature say invest wise no. A year simony pay beer who is says so dinisika echo share America obinya emfaso ewoso. Now risk and so more or less zero. Inti obia be pese odini sika be ko America man mu inti ekoba sa won mpa won sika hye Ghana ha no na opese wo yifi ha na ode ko America be mu inti na any time bi America man be increase the policy rate no na akoma dollar na ho ode against the cedi no na eden ekosro pa. That is one of the reasons. Inti eno ne de edi nkan na de me pese me ka bie mu ne se oba ye Ghana ha and Nioma and ma a city and then what a policy rate na me kind of ton China. America ban kasa policy rate and no external factor ne ton China. A dear bakwa and ma city and what in the dollar into me nyina say. Na me country mu say Ghana ha $1 dollar. See your name see $1 dollar. Enti ye nya dollar every a jadi a ye diemu. A jadi ne bakwa ne say ye cotton ye gold, ye bauxite, ye oil, timber, cocoa. Sikana ye nyefimu no se sikano ene eye foreign exchange aya na dodo na ye in American dollar ye de ba Central Bank Bank of Ghana se yensu ye hia se be cranium efra bruchira sa dollar ni bi na Central Bank ne de ma commercial banks make commercial banks say ADB Capital Bank ne ekeka ho individual private banks ni na we term them as commercial banks omudi dwa enye the emphasis so that is the general term in economics se sikana na ye Bank of Ghana no edema omo na yesu enye biye den efi ho enti abre bia nipa dodo a pese sike no dollar yi no edoso chen dollar na ewo ho no na automatically bo na eden kosoro eho ena problem kese ne pawo na problem kese wo mu free say entwhwemu adedi say sike ya meka se nipa dodo na te se Ghana for per dollar no ba kwa ye hu ni say eya dodo na $1 dollar ne sese bio odi kodija but o $1 dollar ne say dollar na aba be a safe haven enti say na obi nim say owo dollar hye ne mpaase ana owo dollar e wonu kotokuo mu a ebie ni be bosomi ana se bosomi bienu no ebo ne be kosoro enti okosesa obenya mfaso bum eyeden e wosoro enti nipa bebre ne ko $1 dollar no necessarily say okodija ana ode kran yo ma ba manum but okipu as a form of what investment se na be ya daachi bia no price no kosoro no okosesa no wenya sika bum eden e wa akire na iwenso eye ade ba ko a ema dollar no ahode ne de bia na eden e so chen eye cedi no enti eno na podcast e friend say eye the speculative aspect no na problem kase e wo ho ne say se ofa amanya etwitwa Ghana ho ehia se wofa within the sub-Saharan region Africa se ofa maybe this South Africa ne de ka ho a ade ba kwa omo ye wo ho ne se ontumi nsore prekopo enka se sebio o kosesa dollar anasa o koto den dollar na until recently mpono I think say August no Nenka oko forex bureau se wo kosesa dollar anase wo koto dollar nenka yenje o ID card impo enti potoka se me obibi afra se track and trace sikana wo beto no fa na wo de ko eye sika wo di kodija anase sika wo sesa na de kogu mpaase ana eye sika wo be sesa na wo de akoma abochi bia o te kona bia na and no any idea back what Ghana had the until recently no and me say as a result of ABC your lecture see ya God me so be bail me out no a central bank one of the recommendations ya sesiano say oko forex bureau say opese oko $1 obed odo Ghana card beko opese oko sense so a odo Ghana card eden ebeko Bank of Ghana no the software ba omo be capture with data nyina wo so na sɛ wode no to nkyɛn a adeɛ baako nso a yɛntumi nyɛeɛ a ɛdi yɛnya ɛwɔ Ghana ha ne sɛ woka aman a mabobɔ din na ontumi nsɔre sɛ wokɔsesa dollar sɛ wokuta dollar wokuta pound sterling wokuta euro na wokɔsesa it is considered as a form of what income enti sɛ wokɔsesa sika wobɛtua toɔ wɔ so na adeɛ baako a ɛma ɛyɛ Ghana ha obiara pɛ sɛ n'adeɛ a ɔtɔn ɔmaboɔ no in dollar ne says nipa ne mu sɛ so ɔgye dollar deɛ a na ɔkɔsesa sika no a obɛnya mfaso bu mu wɔ so nti yɛmfa ne sɛ o ebia obi tɔn ataadeɛ no yɛ 20 Ghana cedis oba yɛ waba mama na ebia mfa ne sɛ $5 anaasɛ yɛmfa ne sɛ ɛyɛ $20 $20 no onim sɛ ɔkɔsesa a ebia obɛnya 30 Ghana cedis because of exchange rate difference sɛ ɔma ne dollar ɔbɛgye dollar no hotel 40 in dollar because onim sɛ ɔkɔsesa a obɛnya mfasoɔ kakra wɔ den ɛwɔ so because of the exchange differentials na okɔ aman a atwa yɛn ho ahyia no a nyɛ saa na ɔmɔmɔ deɛ ne te sɛ ɔman bi te sɛ wokuta dollar na wokɔ bank mponya forex bureau wokɔ bank sɛ wokɔsesa dollar a me example me sɛ obi kyɛ me $200 ɛna me call FNB First National Bank sɛ me kɔ akɔsesa me bank ne ka kyɛ me plain say they take a fixed commission of the exchange into say $200 na that time no na ye be say 3,000 rand bank no ebeji ne commission e was 3,000 rand no so eni say bi ye dwadidi ena me free say me kosesa na me nyamfaso bu mu wo ha enam sa commission na bank na agility no sa mfaso bu me ye da me nya enti next time me twade no bi beba me dollar me ka kyɛ say papa he bank na si ho no forex bureau ni so wa kɔ kosesa na first mid rand here den ebre me na no ne ade a yenye wo Ghana ha ebie mo de bank ne to nkyɛn a wokɔ forex bureau sɛ kosesa sika ɛhɔ de wotua VAT tax ɛwɔ so eni sɛ wadwen yɛ wo sɛ ade ne yɛ 200 Ghana cedis but obi ma dollar na kosesa benya 300 Ghana cedis do bɛgye dollar okosesa e beto tax e bi kura wondue no anya 180 Ghana cedis no ayɛ den wa boka enti obi bɛkyɛ dollar wo yɛ den onye enti mo a mo kɔ Dubai no so ko do Dubai now cho bi dollar be ka che se ko na kosesa na fa local currency there fa brand that is one of the reasons na eno ne ade a yentumi enye ye because of politics na me de we your recommendation ABC ye de ma say eye ade ba ko a e wo se den yetumi ye na solve ye dollar issue no na me wie no na me ko eye enioma a baby a aban ne enya ne dollar free no me say maka ho asem na de me pese me kaso so eye anamon a aban no etuo emi se aban bakọ but aban we anamon a wotuo bakọ no say over the years no say over the years no ye frɛ bibi say eye trade balance na trade balance me din kan ka say baby baako a yenya ye dollar dodo na afiri no eye ye nneoma a ye di fi eye Ghana memu ekoye den akwakotom na over the years into wo hwe data ya me de egu ho ya say o share from eye 2014 to 2016 a de bia no na nneoma a ye di fi Ghana memu kwa abonten say ye kwakotom no na ewo form sin dodo a ye den ye kra edeba into in 2014 ye nya de friend said trade deficit of eye 1.7%. In 2015, crowd in 4.3%, and at 2016, so 4.2%. And extra will say, Sabreno, and new man, ye cra edeba Ghana memono, na a such a new man, ye call ye different Ghana memory, ecotom. The medin caswatch will say, ube to me anya dollar ibia, and you won't your mother do now what they carbon tiacotono, and when a unya sikani be a day, edifi. And it's a all recorded trade deficit there. Nature will say a dollar and the cacre one here, the acano crampono, and soon be because Sikadodo I would if you got a memo, Akako Twadi and Eso change the order back. Near any say, oh, caught China, oh, caught Turkey, Akofan ma, oh, far Ghana city in a Bakaka, Akakoto, what the dollar and Akakoto. And it's a all recorded trade deficit there. Now, obviously, a will say, we sit in a more than a day, air coffin. And also the right hand side until 2017 till date. Any share say you record a trade surplus. In terms of Dr. Donfe Eka Huasem, say OSHA a 2014 first quarter, you recorded a trade surplus of 11.8 billion Ghana cedis. And the second quarter, no, you recorded a trade surplus of 5.8 billion Ghana cedis. Actually, say over the years, you know, say Siano. And your madodo na ye difi Ghana memu ekọ abonten no edoso chen dodo na ye den ye kra edeba enti we see one of the enioma e kire se eto akoso te se ne ekoso no de a ebeduru baby steady no ebetumi enya de friend say some form of what stability na de etoso mienu nso eye cars a ye kra ba Ghana memu very very important. In fact, in 2022 cars nko a ye kra ba Ghana memu no it cost $1.14 billion. 2022. Cars are credible in 2022. Yeah. Until we hear the Tana, or say Ghana is the 97th largest importer of cars. The American dollar and Kwano, you're spending over $1 billion in 2022 near the cars buy. Now, the money I was asking me say, Saka see a credible. Emu oha entichemu edio kono ne achire na nyina second hand cars including accident cars. Na osha enam sa sika dodo ya ye twitwire ede cars ede ba Ghana memunti no ene ma eye under one district one factory se nyina be kaya car assembling plants initiative ana na ekufuado ede ba no na ye to solve this problem. And so offer an average car demand or Ghana ha cars do ye kraba Ghana memu afibia. Currently, your average car demand is about 120,000 vehicles. Now offer a year about 6 car assembling plants now. Or more the capacity to produce more than 120,000. In fact, Kia alone at Amasaman can produce over 60,000 cars in a year. I want to talk about Toyota, Mitsubishi, and the rest. Now, the money you say, says mi bodino. Out of over 100,000 cars now ye cradebano. Emu just 6,000 and then brand new cars. Now, out of these 6,000, no, now emu 4,700 a brand new cars here or Ghana here. Into 2,300 per any brand new cars, ye crowded by actual say cars don't run over. They say almost 100,000 no, a second hand cars, accident cars, ye cra edi free abruchri buy. Into idea ba kwa ebe to me as solve sa problem we are. Yen spending over 1 billion on importing cars alone. A dear friend said credit scoring. Say offer or mind bit is South Africa, for example. Be use South Africa especially because South Africa your mind ye be mind to say Ghana mind where be memory here. Now when South Africa started say omo ye assembling plants no who say ye car na and I say ye sie car na car mono no ye di si hwa and say wo call ye assembling planter. You find say the average price of a car is around 40,000 USD, right? Now me no ti hanu me say ye kasa be kind $40,000 nurse for where they mimi samu ye kasa ne betria $40,000 American dollars the equivalent in cities near my car betumi atua pacho betumi untumi ntua meboa pisa waketua no enye sika say wo so save mpa one will be save for the rest of your life and sana wetumi raise that amount of money when you to look down on your salary including professors ye wa hanu musi Professor Buedi Bekachro. So okay say ye metua $40,000 and now me just say Professor Buedi benya $40,000 amane. Na me credit na me dem na say a whole professor nyama na me am lecturer na me menya say sika no dia mam. Na eno ni problem in South Africa for sure say omo assemble cars no na omo hu ni say yesi enya ni peking kran a enipa na nya de entumi meto cars no. Until recently say wo share ya a car assembly plans for ne babonte be car say send ye nyoma akon wan hwe bi mu kras on beto omo factory no ma sa akọ back fi say omo produce cars no right Ghana phone to me den emeto fi say obi na obenya 40,000 30,000 $100,000, especially the SUVs, not the Babeto car. And on the credit score is very, very important. I don't think it's very, very important. And this is not politics, but this is to tell you how policies and programs can transform the economy, because it has been done in a place like South Africa. And what South Africa did, they say, "Yenimuse untumi metues sikano emfa meto mefaka." Enti se wunya start ye adwuma pe, and I'm saying this on record. Say I'm saying because me anga sakra me ko su no, I was a target. Say me we so na friend me say, this car is available for you. Come and let's discuss the payment terms. Enti wunya we so say we ye adwuma na, all you need is what over there your friend your proof of address, and wo proof of banking details. Some you might be new pen over here. In the sense about Ghana ha, and your digital address system be out here. Then the second most important thing is banking details, because this year banking details, your Ghana card has been linked with your bank, and it's a nipa bako or bank accounts or hakra. Nini say a yakwisi bensa an account neden a yenedia. San no man you pen no here. Unya de qua the omo friend say garages or more friend garages. Unya de kope car no wa kwa no akoti su de ope. Ni aka just say be a car we a 400,000 rands. O si okay based on market tria me genebia me a professor bosumi be tria me 40,000 rands. Into modie monteme bosumi be 5,000 for the next 6 years. And no no minia ne me papa no. Unko tria 100,000 Ghana cedis into whole. Wunya yes arrangement we the key na man what to car uko fee. Say ye to me the bibi say ba and ye nurse ni what ha. Say ye assemble car na okwa wo do pay slip any proof of address system okwa. And once ye the car na so based on what ketu ya wojin ebi abosum ye betumi ato 1,000 Ghana cedis for 6 years. Enti car we na ebi ye free say eye saloon car na betumi ye den atua enti drive never ko. Eno no unko 3,000 Ghana cedis po enye den ento. And this is what has been done in places like South Africa. It will call a place like South Africa where bibi memi ha. There is no dumping of used cars there. Ube who say most cars amount for brand new cars because of good credit system or pretty or honomo. They are very, very important. Now the tosumienu and so your agricultural products. Say offer a year Ghana memi ha. In 2022, agricultural products and spent $2.6 billion. And to offer a yesika yakwa IMF almost $3 billion. Se oka sika yadekra agricultural products any yadekra second-hand cars bagana and over $3 billion. In fact, it's about $3.6 billion. And such the IMF for some more de maye. But says sika yesika yesisa Ghana ha near the top and yoma at the bagana. It is a washer agricultural products. Near a kind a woman out of the 2.6 billion a more. The atosumienu a wheat. The yade a pan on brodo. Now wheat dear because of climatic reasons into no yen to me niado do na wa ha intenu the entiasium. Now the atosumiensa a chicken products. A more wheat and a chicken products, poultry. And only Nyoma miensa AD over close to 2.6 billion afibia wa Ghana hanumusi. Na medinka kacho say sika we $2.6 billion ye ncha dollar wa Ghana how. Enti wo sidi na wo wa hano and a wo se now de akwakope American dollar 2.6 billion afibia no to be the Accra yemade ene emo abagana ha. Inti enunti na wusidi na hoden entumi nyina ne na soda. Na se yebetumi asolve sa problem we dia na e wo se agriculture nso no yetumi tu anamonpa e wo ho. Inti se me maw emo no statistics a se ohwa in 2021 na emo a ye kraba Ghana memu e 805,000 metric tons in 2021. Ene me no kase ene to me atiaba from Ababedru a 440,000 metric, and this is 2023 data. And they say currently they say for a rice sufficiency almost about 51 to 49. And to offer a more bag or high do a Ghana mem here. Emu be as a duonu baako pe ene ye kradeba. Emu aduanan kono de if we Ghana mem here. But previously na entesa. In fact, se wo hwe data na obeka to say rice imports no aba from ohanche chemu aduanan num achiripo diasa and 45.34%. And it's where see your policies are say aban no to me koso aye ni ye na e bedroom rebi na for every 100 bags aye kra no emu be yes 20 per any fra broche but 8 ni de if Ghana mem here sa 2.6 billion na me kan no enu si sika e be ka Ghana me here na yetumi aye sa no na be ma sidi no ahoden atumi aye den agina ne na so na adie ba akoso a etoso biemu no eye trade in gold. Oh, se medin kaka say, yete Ghana hano. Ye nyoma dodo na ye kraba ne yesesa sidi ni kwa American dollar ene ye de kra ene ye de ba. Na we are so until recently, let me say the economists in Semtroku kese ba ko we ase. Omo ye nhwehwemu bi de aba betu dwa say. Aye se we ase nyina man bebre na hu say America dollar no aba be ye weapon. Edi ameyenya nti amai bebre na ahyase se omo pese omo didwa e wo gold mu de na mpese me kire se me beto ade e wo adwaman so a na se ade ne $2,000 a mitumi se me wo gold na me de mo currently I think say gold is trading around $2,600 per ounce me boa de se me kuta gold na me de ma wa enipa no egi gold no as a medium of exchange se de okuta dollar na pepepe. Enti ade ba akoso a eye Ghana ban so ebehu ye ne say from Kwame Nkrumah breso eye 1957 until 2016 na ye gold reserves aye won nyina ye 8.7 metric tons ohanji chemu enwotwe akiri ponsom in metric tons no na eye 8.7 metric tons ena aban implement bibi a friend say gold purchase program enti ena me no ka say from 8.7 metric tons in 2016 no your current gold reserves no ababedu 65.4 metric tons, the equivalent of over 5 billion USD. Now say ye to me I intensify our program we are near extra one say Oba Ghana ha you see your current gold reserves are your one proven gold reserves no over $10 trillion. And they say you bet to me I empower Ghanaians. No more engaging in responsible mining. And responsible mining is underlined. See, bet me empower Ghanaians, no more engaging in responsible mining there. Next, Ghana for bet me to sell gold na abide the city out to gold nephew or munsem. Na abide the sell gold near beton edijadia. Na in a way, no, we are bypassing the dollar as a medium of exchange. And also able to me ama yen city stability. And having a responsible mind and say ye to galamsey aseno, and yet the only problem I hope solve waha. But at the same time, no, obesa solve exchange rate what regime. And also a idea ba kwa say abani bet me akoso so send way to an amount over the years, from 2021 ababesi no one intensify the gold purchasing program on so and also your idea going into the future no. A bet to me ama sidinu enya some form of what stability. To when in your makakra and say and me ane de maybe bosso for the sake of time. Madam Ase.
Doctor Bano, Doctor Yanko rice na measure rice. Me who figures was very interesting. Aha. What's the local rice cultivation does not meet local demand. And Ghana has a total of 125,000 hectares. Rice is imported to augment local rice. Now, local rice cultivation does not meet local demand. Then the street question is, are there no more ediamo? Almost a yento.
You. Broadcast me afraid be taste.
Taste. Okay.
In fact, in economics, taste is very critical.
Yes,
Katramaso de. In fact, maybe na me chade na me bisa me class man no more say say maybe some so sa enwi a ye hye na maybe some so say mo amote bebre na hye nwom so say an na so na munya fiom so ebi mo bo turkey ebi mo bo okro meri afifi bi me say ma na betumi akaye
human hair.
yes na me mkas o enti ye fa ne say enenka ye besi factory e wo Ghana ha na factory no aye say enwi ya bia kamo be sha na hwa na ne say ebeye the same quality as the Turkish one there.
Okay.
Say yes, we are sorry. On say enipa udru level bia on say to send tade ya. Obe hu bi ni atro Prada. Ni atro Hugo Boss. Prada ni Hugo Boss atade no Gordon. Enye different from the Shemi but the fact say Prada bomuninti no obi betumi akan over 5,000 Ghana cedis akota atade a Prada ebomu keke. Sa atade na bia nka akọ kantamanto betumi nya the same design but Prada momunti no kede bani pa no 500 Ghana cedis fra on top.
Okay.
And when you feel say taste. Enti yen Ghana for no ya be develop strong taste for eye basmati ene eye the other one no jasmine rice. Enti me amintwe emfonyi bi ncha te say o man bi te South Africa bi mu. Omo wo mu bi e friend say tastic. Na mo amadi tastic dance we di tastic da. Me de ho na metena ko so ntia meka. Ewiase nyina me ni mo enye de te say tastic ne da. But se ura eye o mu supermarket a. Se obehu so obi to jasmine ana basmati a automatically tells us say nipa no oye foreigner. The typical average South African no matter what will buy more tastic rice no. Now tastic rice no a kilo less than 100 rand. If I say 100 rand, and a pricing rate na ko enimu kra less than 90 Ghana cedis, and that's approximately 90 Ghana cedis for 5 kilos. Now sa basmati rice here make us with the imported one no, just 1 kilo kra over 60 rands. Entino sa taste na yen Ghana for ye work for basmati and jasmine rice no. The actually say for every bag of jasmine or basmati rice you are creating jobs for people in Vietnam and China. It's almost where they edo. Na say who create jobs more there. Na say Ghana ni no wo sika so di hye kuaye mu no uku nua Ghana ni no. He say oduamo na on top because we say wo tetremaso no eye jasmine basmati and na atọ tetremaso. Enti eho and na problem no ewo.
All right, but your first like I said, my Dr. Frank Bano. So I think it's all about branding, packaging and other things, but ABS here shake it Bano so ye. Professor Bwadi Yanum ye de. Yanum ye de. Prof, but also the back as meeting. On the for first like I said, my Professor Isaac Bwadi of UPSA. Now one year need Kakra. Yes, I dance already in your check a credit, the best man. Now, you trust Kakra. We are already a year media engagement, more Kakra painting, or more Sunyani and this virus in Nano. At me, Prof. Patrol, for you too.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I said Ghana and Kwana or Jamaica, no one say a year Juma. A year Juma. All right. We have made that celebrate. And bring kakra. And then what's in Sembebre about the economy? Then I'll tell you from the beginning. Economic growth. Or to GDP. And I'll tell you then view. Exchange rate. And a then view. Yeah, exams. And a then view. Trade deficit. Exchange rate. Gold reserves. Bebre. Question maybe Sunday say, sa resources na se phone ni na no. E wo hifa. E was asase. Gold e wo hi. Asase. Oil. Bauxite. E den view. Ghana nyame hye bebre, e den view. Manganese. Timber. Sanyama nyina wo asase. We are rich as a country. You better than you identify sanyama na asase no. Question being. Answer is saying. Manpower development. Say adwen no ye developing ye. Na etime ko hu nyoma wasase ase. Na etime push the GDP. I push inflation. I push gold reserves as if we know. Here manpower development through education. Now, I say abain ba no. Ne botan kasane se obe develop the capacity, the manpower, the brains. Na etimi akwasa asena se. Etimi akire ba bi asa no ban na se fo nyina no. Ewo. Na many abofra bi hia e. Na abofra no na opeja na owo awofo na owo enna. Na a year after owie school, a year JSS. Ena awofo no ma many papa na abofra ba ko ka no ho no. Omnyina fimo. Na aka kola ne nko a. Obede no wako school. Ene oye engineer. Through education, investment in education. Enti yepese twanfoni kakra efa aban sika odi akose education. Na ama 2024 yu kwakoto aba. Wahwe sika aban komu se eye ana enye na udi ejina so edi ato aba. Enu te yes anchechre. One will say your presentations in no ye can twi kasa oti ase obi sas questions so you be can send ya obeti ase obeka igbe obeka fante obeka bibia ye ma kwan ma o kan send ya o ho beto ope professor a ye beka ma e kire djuma ide asi eni so ayeye yanko back to education. Now over the years you have a few discussions kakra. Say ye kwakoto abai from 2017 to 2024. Abai ba so no. Afi in December ye kwakoye election. Bisa ho say akonta ban na ye man pani obebu ama yen ewo education ho. Enti ebe here education ankasa ne aba free education. Financing education. Now, obashe aban a commitment I a war education. Yes, sir, for the 7 years in no, it's around averagely 7%. 4% over the years. Obeso or mine. Now, Oshe government of Ghana allocation of payment to education teachers. Yankaso no. It's around 67.7 averagely. A share commitment on minor and a buying wire in that area. A full share donor funding, a crime of faso and yes to education and Kasahua. Yes, sir, 2017, no, net a year about 3.5. He said 2024, above form. Said donor funding a humie etika cra, a chesa wo a buying also pesica. Now this shall now pay our education over the period. Now, OSHA funding mechanisms are bebrina fee international, domestic, about 96%. ASK aban FFI or my pager education and kasa. And move 4% per any fee outside. Now, over in education, so the free education or started in 2017. Now, any problem started about 800,000. Currently, this is a picture before we go into the numbers. Currently, it's about 1.4 over in 2024. Now, over how much government did they share the free education sector? Last report, a 9.9 billion Ghana cedi. I'm not buying their shame. I benefit over 5.7 young people in this area. Now, say for education, be say who say, I buy sikasem the government education budget against our GDP in the 2020. You say internationally your benchmark. You can say a GDP, gross domestic product, a 6.9, a benchmark. International organization like UNESCO, actually say education budget biano, it was say a year between 4 to 6%. Ghana over the years from 2017 on my buying BD Akosra with the same range now, which is highways. Who said I call from 4 point something, above from be a 4, a be a 3, a be a 4. A will bracket over the period. A share commitment in terms of education of our government. Now, we share education budget as a percentage of our government of Ghana expenditure. I will say 15 to 20%. But over the period, Abain Apejano in education sector getting the same mark over the period. A share ahodian or mine are buying their shame. Now, bisa on mine of Fesika Wahin and Odia Juma. A buying Yesika Wahin Odia sa education budget. Onyabi Efi government of Ghana expenditure home about 67.7% in the fiscal area. Hoba. I feel about 6% a year ABFA. A share oil revenue resource in Yano. Onyasika kakrasu di fiho at the financing education. Now, Osha get fund. Also, my about 10.2% over into education. Now, about donor. And so I take a crowd because I buy a bond home modern, I pay that sector very well. I feel young women in the free education interventions are about over the years. Remember, you pay a crano. You said years ago, for the past 3 decades, you a bambia modern boy after education. Especially secondary school education. Let's give some credit to our past government. Niansha impact almost unyaye emma or my ye school sem. Ye will be by a Northern Scholarship Program. Obekai. Ye nyana call school on off. Na omokoni free. Be by a car say ye friend no Cocoa Ball Scholarship and Bursary. Ye bekaya. Now who school no one ya bursary kakra from Ghana Cocoa Board. The same say Eohan anyhow. Kakao. Okay, I'm say feel. Now, you be secondary school education improvement project. And also by and a construction of community day school, SHS. And also by and I rolling out a professional learning community. And also by Yebekai model SHS program. And also by and you progressively free SHS. And for the buy NDC. Nanka, I was almost spending about 400 Ghana cedi or so on every child. But they were spending about 38 Ghana cedi on every child for this program. Interventions when you now buy, you know, the crack is saying, and some are free SHS in EBA. So it is good to give you a picture of several interventions that are back in Ghana. Near that to your policy, you come to say. Now, over the period, enrollment echoes so, but uncoso to send Yehu and Nedi. Yehu say enrollment GS, TVET, technical vocational skills, and so Kakra, a improvement Kakra Koso. Now, improvement Yehu here with us, all these interventions, you know, cannot be compared to this current investment in the free SHS. Now, they be an yesa action and so say. You can't say policy where you can't only one free SHS. But 4 major interventions are being at the buy. One, a free SHS. Now, I may come where we say on social media, a parent will say, oh, me ban we free SHS. I feel over secondary school. And I say, oh, mommy, on T difference, nothing. So free SHS, no secondary school. Now, interventions, you know, Baku a capitation grants. A 4 second SHS, the TVET, and a capitation grants. And a somewhat feeding grant for special schools. And a bechichimu. Ye sign Ghana school feeding programs. yɛbɛhwɛ sika a akɔhyɛ saa nneɛma nyinaa mu education financing as far as SHS is concerned. Yɛpa ho ntoma tambɛn in September 2017 the botai na ɛwɔ aban wɔ ani so sɛ wokan or say to lift financial burden off parents and heart-rending anxiety that accompanies the beginning of every school term. Yawo for na se omo first no omo be school a na ayam hihye na yesu yeniska be be ko first carbon na yedin. That was the policy, the intention. Now policy not so about expanding or improving the education sector. We are also about several cost components in the prospectus. First one, admission fee. I say, I buy me so about obefa and onkwa. Na one train ni obefa no. Also, obefa policy BMBM. Maintenance fee, school uniforms, house dress, school clothes, PE kit, medical examinations, supplementary reader, general stationery, vehicle maintenance, building maintenance, and sports fees. Minya, policy idea of wafa enyina no. Told you say akwala no bed dress it. No washe na tade. No afa ne bag. No they go to school ho. No sia there. Yen yonim bi ko ye wasi exams. Ubekai. Awo for when your friend say on first come from ramit your fees ewo. Akwala no wie no ofa ne bag in the trunk. And na ne papa ko fa no. And no ba fie free. Ubekai time and ye ko tia admissions fee or bank. Na wakodi queue mu. Na ye boche de. Na oko. Na oba. Yera asantehene eko kan wo Cape Coast. Also one of the audacious interventions in our country today, the 4th of February, is this policy. Now, yehu sa interventions in na wie no. Yenhwe ne esiye emra policy we by. En sama nkrofo eka fa sa policy ho. Ye mo binim din ba wo hwe sa de a. Ye hwe first one. Ebinu se policy we de say no maka ho. Impossible dream. Hey, dream we de enye yeda. Ye free education on the whimsical promises of a desperate politicians. Owie no, ye ran on the November 23rd, 2012. Yera Lee Okran, then Minister of Education, said the policy will collapse Ghana educational system. Yenyanwe, enye na omiye robotic, omko wini award no. You ready? Good. Yera President Mahama, echo UCC. Ose free SHS by NDC a political thing. Gimmick. Gimmick chasing. A chasing. Scam. Nada. Ye can't chini a TSE. Bono ye can't say bono mente. Nada. Good. You're a former president can echo count taka unity work. Also, free SHS is unwise to implement it. Nyanse bienim. So be confess adu aba. Ye say ye to abai ye nada kakra ye da fifom ye de ko. Se ye nuanom ye mfa nada enkoto aba biem. Enu nta ye so ye ba. Na ne asi nyina ne ewo se ye hye ne nso. Na oso hu bi. Na okogina abato oso koto aba. Wo hu ekwan obefa so obeto aba. Yera Mahama 2017, I don't know kind. Or say policy, lala sulala policy. Former president or say free education is not working. Na yenya li okran or say a year possible only after how many years? 20 years time. And that's our policy way. Inti gold ni minu ana wasase asene ye behu akutua age 20 years I say your training crop for ansa na ko hu saa niema na wasase ase. A dozen bebre and some kai Obekai advert running about 47 adverts and the course against this policy. Yera Joshua Kamba or say it is a shambolic education system. It's not good. You can't na ma who say and this will be cast free education on no de buy minya no kwana wo near omodi kai akadada any near or say a diano in some way back cow and rock to aba. A very simple discussion. A higher politics, a higher man your ma as you see near cow, you are near queer baby. A fiancé the free education interventions are buying. Effects are albums say. Since inception in 2017-2018. Enrollment across through, saying 800 and they say from that figure, I call 1.4 million enrollment as at this academic year. Yahoo in 2021-22 academic year, government extended free education policy to cover which people? TVET, the technical and vocational, yasan de mobom. Yahoo say enrollment across through now, and who said, "Yeah, the new be asamba be kaho over the period." Afeyemra sika enrollment statistics. Ocean reaction wahaya from 2019 to 2020 academic year. There will be total enrollment, and there will be total enrolled. Say you place what total placed. Say you don't go to school bima. A different from Nkwala ye enroll. Until 2019-2020. Na any pa ye place you na ye 424,000. Emo hin the call school no. Emo 362,000. And the team call school. Until ni pa moment me place so you're saying. Almost 62,000. In percentage terms, a year 15%. And the anti-me income. Yes, share the projection. Now in 2020-2021, you place in Kuala 497,000 plus. Emu ahena eko school. Eko na nimana. Se eko na nimpa na percent in esote. And the percent in about 11%. Any year 2021-2022 academic year, a society bar form a call 15%, and so I call Sukakra. But as at 2022-23, you in fact 24 dear my in year. Not percent about saying. A chess saying. Ni pay co school. And if I so co school no. Na expense na adwuma bi na expenses no so no e kosoro enti sika sen na ban de kom ekoye. That is a commitment from a reliable someone who has a future for the country. No betimi I say the way ye sika allocation budget ye allocate resources e bi okasa oba busu memana ko senior high, made 10,000 eto and no chair 10,000 other man a son yet. Sika na abandoned the toho, Emma free education. From 2017, or discussing and an toho million. 400 million. Then over all the way to 2023, allocation occurred almost about 2.9 or so in billion cities. Sika na eye allocation na occur from 400,000 million all the way to 2 point something in terms of allocations. Now, okay, sadi we are. Say you allocate resources to her. It was say any person or yeah finance or take a nyoma biasika krana. It was so yeah adjustment with inflation. So inflation no, I was say me kote fiscal na me hu the actual sika me de kwa kochim. Ye your presentations no etimi de share. Ye usadi ye kan wa ha me nua de ode buy opa ye de ma no one kasa akotena ase. So one hu ni ha yi a wotena ase with my share sa figures nyina na boa. Yes, side way we are extra an increment, the nominal times about 639. Oh, yeah, adjustment in we are there's an increase, it's about 443% in terms of Sika allocations in ACOM. I feel what we know, there's one thing to allocate and there's one thing to spend. Sika saying and are buying so at the share from 2017 all the way to 2021. You can say, or yeah, allocation saying, first one, 400. Abandoned spending 480. That was the first time you implemented policy way. Into a hoarding, it was super. Into the more than 60 and a shame. A finish corner year, 2018. Now abandoned the 1.13 million nakoshim. Ahodi ankasa. I increased it from that time until COVID 2019. We expect there was an increase in terms of enrollment. But at that time, because ne COVID time, and to me and cost was echo. But 2021, I call 1 point something in terms of actual commitment. Now you will be a friend of free SHSE. The execution rate, HSN, your budget, and your TV actual, now difference I was say enka amount, no execution rate, HSN, sika sign na hoarding ben sign or timidi echo ras adinum. Obesha, na execution rate here 120%. I just said, wako amana broso first the inception period to 120%. I feel within the same period, Osha differences na eba acquire to onye below 70 in terms of actual budget and actual. What the kabuma are ordained by this administration is so important. Now, Oba capitation grant, you can phrase it. You share capitation grant, and yet a buy way no the capitation a buy no quarrel there. I think 2015, go for time. Good. Wamano a new face over the period. A buying car a capitation grant mo. Share budget, share actual, national execution rate of the government. A BNY na a core below even 40% over the period. A share not only free education, but capitation po a hoarding by this and government a was brave. I feel bad be to say grants to special schools. Yen you anma sabi omadi dem na se for nanka ye ye near fiso years ago. Na yen kai yen yuanumpo. But a buying grants a call yen yuanumobody dem. A pageant share execution rate. A become more than 100% over the period. A share commitment not only in SHS, but rather capitation grants, the special school grants. Now, your free big capes. A bank has said free SHS and offer and enrollment in Kwa or be expanding infrastructures. Finance and acquisition saying it's almost over the period for your basic education with free SHS akonanim bebre. Na sansem nyina ne ka ye bone tofa se uwo abofra na obi na betnye na mawa na oye eja papa na onye eja papa. Na last time we can winiba say education ministry no ade a onfa moma amwa yin bebre. Sen ka onbekire say eja awofo afi oba na obafie no sa bill we na o se oba na obetua. E was say oba na ikofia ye beza ye accountant otimi printi wo statement e chere say anka obetua about 3,000 to the school for your education. But because of free education ti sa bill ye di ma if akoma papa no ma me say ye di acha free into umetua says can and ke beti the free education policy no as ye ya anya sa ma yen into ye phone say e ye sa neti encourage almost anko back na ye nuanum sika ye tua abani tua ma unyina ye free no ye print certificate and answer report e chere say obani ba school 3 years ni sika na osinka wo utua ma abani because of policy wenti ye de achew wo se fan free ye ye beti ase. Asama ye kan say ye nkase yakọ 100% ye ho atoyen ye no kware na mo se wo ba wa na wo so ye den otete no ye mfa oba wa wo no nkomo obi se on tete no. It is a free education ya SHS say aba we no wo no dia ene ne ono ne wo no no e wo se saa ne de ma no na ohwe akwala no. Ne amaye ye kasa ne say over the years ye de nyoma bi ma aban bi say onhwe ne man ekosi say menka ubiana sada Northern Development Plan and on by no me any day sada ene ewen National Health Insurance a increase at the point in time. I mean, say it was almost 2009, 2016. Now it was 12.5. You didn't know a tiba for enrollment to 11 point something. A buying some far now, no. To say it was 17.5 or so enrollment. Inti Uba, me famo bi son cheno. Yen share almost the to say capitation, insurance capitation. Bye. Inti almost at the point que ya collapse the scheme. Yera Kufuado Eddie Bibi Ebai. Let me say Yera John Kufo the Kufo. Ekosi say Metro Mass Obekai. Yen wakra na yakayo. It was a baby. And it just a baby, no. And so being share so mine. And then Metro Mass Ekosi say Ka no po hunwe. Ohun bi mana. Me ka na okoto aba. Wo hu se na obeto no ye. School feeding. Na obun kotoje ye jama no obun kotoje and school feeding ya huska akoshem menya enya politics ne ebe kan se wo ba ma ne wo akwala no ono an hwa akwala no ye wie.
me say Prophet Trinity, I was say, oh, ba, the work, and I'm online there, wanted to know. Another round of applause for him. And they say the main call homeboy ho, Dr. Emmanuel Upokumafo, lecturer, Department of Entrepreneurship and Business Sciences, University of Energy and Natural Resources. Pashaman Akwaba.
Thank you. I thank organizers for organizing this program to educate ourselves, and that we also been able to get messages to tell our people. I double as a regional financial secretary at Ahafu region, and that I'll do my best to explain certain policy and program that our party is also leveraging on to win votes, so that if you get the opportunity to speak on any radio or any discussion, you can explain yourself to the people. I'll do my best to make up for the tree and everything. Thank you. Topic mpanyinfo akani nyina eye niema ya ban ehye kenapa de aba ama aboa yen na eno so de dwie ho ema ye ho ya akono so de be nipa beto aba e de amayen na kakra me de be soso no is on a program that is the domestic gold purchase program, which our party advised through the central bank to have it help solve our problems that we are all facing. Ghana and in Nigeria, and Kayedi oil and China Nigeria. Time on Nigeria, etu oil, na discover Bukra. And so when the economic crisis hit the whole world, the COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war, they all went into darkness, no fuel to power their energy. And they were also being in lines. Everybody who's almost kita gallons, no more nam, no more per fuel at all. Ghana, Yahubi. Almighty South Africa was in doomsday in recent time. Ghana, Yahubi. Now, I just say, yeah, the 3 years, and I say, Bibikake, and the CNT, am I the young who's an emano? I drink. Kesiye ene shishebia na yenura His Excellency the Vice President edi tuja etutu akwem entia yen hu sa ne mani bi no. And as I speak, so we share this year pump ex-pump price full petrol station this year so to petrol price you can see say the price you know say the naka yina ye dwen COVID time from 19 cities and you take a share break and about 30 cities per gallon or liter. And so still, we are controlling it. I think we are behind these two programs. Now, many times, you know, say, I call radio and explain here, we try to confuse the two. It's a name, kakra. The difference between the purchasing side and then the exchange for oil and the contribution to the economy. Abraham Beshas here in June 2021. Na anka yen Ghana a ye di dwie ho say ye yesika kokko mine na ye reserve said the earlier speaker kan no na kitwe bi it was around moving around 8.7 tons at that time na US 8,103 tons United States. Then at that time, let me refer to the data for you to give the exact ones because media people are here. I don't want to quote the wrong figures. So when we were having that, the US was having this number, and then the Germany was having 3,352 tons. IMF, the Almighty, also having 2,814 tons. And Italy was having 2,451. And that of the France was also having 2,437. If you look at this, the countries that they buy the gold from us, they have these results. And the reserve that they have, we were not matching them at all. And when we even come to the African context, Nigeria, our brothers, were having about, please let me give you the correct figures here. Nigeria was having 21.3 tons, 21, not 200, 21.3. Morocco was having 22.12. Mauritius was having 12.42 tons. And Ghana, even last year, we were leading in gold production and export, and we are having just 8. So even with the African context, we are nowhere behind. So the Vice President had a quote say that if we Ghanaians that have been mining this gold for centuries have not been able to match even to some of the leading reserves in Africa. So we decided to go into that tangent. So, then we started. And Bank of Ghana predicted that for the first 5 years, we'll be able to move it from 8.7 to 17.7. But the first year, they were able to purchase 7.7. So if the program is for 5 years and the first year have been able to do this, it means that it's giving us a good indication that we can meet the target. And I borrowed from the previous presenter saying that as at now, we have 65 tons. So if you compare to the African nations now, we can top them. Who do that? It's our Vice President. And since independence, we don't be able to reach that time stone, but now we are there. And some people are saying that if we don't have this reserve, why do you have to embark on using it to exchange in the butter trading for oil? But I said we would do so. Because we knew the trend and how to get this thing done, and that we decided to produce. And critics were saying that if you are to use your reserves to buy the oil, a time may come that Ghana will exhaust its oil resources underground. Then he taxed the Geological Service. Give us the quantum, the data of all the reserves the Ghanaians have underneath, so that we may know our predictions to be right. And here my Geological Service before said, "Omun kwasa sinumuna yenhwehwe." Na ebededi said from Axim to Winneba, from Winneba to Nandodi, then to Laura. Ghana has 7 gold belts. And this belt, if we are to calculate the quantity, it's about 43,000 kilometers square. And all these things are gold. And the research was indicating that half of these 43,000 kilometers had not even been mined. In 2, a fakra. And the final crown se kase ye 2 ne value no you were 5 billion ounces of gold a form. And you remember na sheho ne afa gallon akodi line. You remember na sheho ne ya tre esumu debi. You be 500. Et yene Vice President ayene say ene you be 2. So we started contracting people from the diaspora to come and help. And he had an idea that since in Nkrumah regime or Nkrumah time, say Adrian said, "Yene ankasa yebesuya said they see 2 na yenye machines are and can no be and check percentages." But yeah, na yedama omo no more 2 no more krabi. So now we send some people outside to be trained and know how to mine this. Na yene tuya de na da aboye bra. Now, the share form honor to value no, is about $10 trillion, which says 5% of Krampuna, Ghana, of our small population, can be looked as Texas. Now, when they beat me, Aboyame and said to me, here, can before all vision. And you can before this, or better the Hodom, now was spending. Now, you want to say, gold price, air costrol. That's a fuel price, air costrol. Because of the crisis that have hit the whole world, which Ghana is included, we need to think. And that thinking is the problem for some people. We know how you know, and your opinion, Papa, and your opinion, a problem by only a colony fighting for how to get a solution. But Panini, any Panina, a some bar, obey to the name, and more, says, "What to not solve a problem." And then the become no me no ho na ye soon our problem na so ye solution. By a vice president, a boy and my solution. Now Okachre say gold na you two no so you two are aya the corner kotonia $1. Dollar no be wie ni asan apeja akoto oil e de abra na ya ba be wisu Ghana ha. Na abrebia no so no gold na ye de ko no ene oil na ye to no enye pe. Mantibiano ye here 400 million metric tons of oil, which costs about $400 million. It is every month to be here $400 million, and a kofa oil aba. And he found the dollars in the free. The best is Ghana here near the Ako. And the more you demanded for these dollars, no, near the Ako, no, not dollars will be ni hono and they be see. Adebia will pay na any hono. I am an abo a yeting. It you will say, a boy be more. If you say, yes, $6 a walk Ghana Hena and the command and for. Lempokra gold and say, Kone Cotonia, my dollar no company, a bedruno. Not dollar no crowd, and Sansa. Say the Cota. And the bed, young people to say they can no butter trade. Naturally, because can continue to do. A better or Maya or oil are open good. Nam speak it a good. And the president any soon who say during the crisis no are na petrobo a cost impact a cost no. Nagana yede no are stable. And as I speak, it is so stable. If you know when you've been told by the Navy, and you know, say you who say fuel pumping station, no, say prices in our former, simply because you have physical cash, and I say you have necessity Ghana has no mono, and the cocotoe, you the gold no and the core na yachi. Now my mom so who say gold na de corner, and yes say a bedroom baby na jay quem. A dosu chain a bit me a tukra. Then say my phone in answer so I will be. Now you hear in addition mono who say near yet to me at the Akaya Reserve home. And in near your day aqua amone aquaji oil ninano, a more 80% every well established corporations like Nemont, Anglo Good, and well established mining companies, you know, a whole under it all, 80% at the free. Now 20% free artisanal small scale miners. We baby say now Galamsey issues no one swear. If we've been able to formalize the operations of the Galamsey groupings by strengthening our regulations to engage in a community mining, where they'll be working under strict regulations monitored by the Ministry of Mines and Energy or the Mineral Commission and all stakeholders coming on board, you'll be able to get more import and benefit from these Galamsey operations. But now it has become a bone of contention that is something that we don't even need to mention it. It's simply because we did not abide by the rules governing these operations. And share that one, you find Yajuma, and don't think about your cost instead of benefit to us. But say, Kayena, ye Tiasia near the Mrewa Hono Ayajuma, and Casabria artisanal for MA 20%. Not normal or formal organizations are giving us the 80% no, and can almost be no contribution to us. And no, and I'm acquiring illegal mine of gold from our soil. It may do Dubai, while bring any data on it in the country. It's just say we've not formalizing it. We allow it, and that has even cost the nation by destroying our river bodies. And don't you know, the Galamsey work that we see, as at now, we see it as an enemy operations that we are not expecting to see. But in advanced countries, they've been able to regularize it, and they've been operating using gold catcher machines, which are not using mercury and cyanide. And it's not having an environmental defect, and they are benefiting, adding on to their reserves. But we are only making the law as something that we do not want to respect, and that we are frowning our face against the operations of galamsey. It is something that we need to regularize it to make profit and make benefit for our nation. Again, the gold for oil evidence to show that it has been doing much well. Before we received the first consignment in the 15th of January 2023 for gold exchange for oil, our price began to fall. But before then, in October 2022, the crude oil on the international market was $99 per barrel. At that time, our pump stations were selling a liter at 19.8. So when our consignment started coming in, the first two came in, and the price fell in October 2023. Imagine the 12-month period. For October 2022, it was 19.8 per liter. Then October 2023, it fell to 12.8. It means 7 cedis reduction has been on the liter price. That is the effect and the impact of the exchange of gold for oil. And as I speak, we are still enjoying that. So it means that this kind of brainchild that has come to support the Ghanaian economy is helping building our society. And we know that the fuel drives our economy greatly. It affects our transportation, and anything that we consume are carried and conveyed by transport. And when the fuel price goes up, it affects all other costs of product that we do consume. So we see that the economic situation is hardship in the economy simply because our fuel prices were escalating. And due to this model, it has been able to reduce. Critics were still arguing that the system is not transparent. So, Amanfobi Efaso Eyenema Emfata in the country because they did good Nikon. The Benya illegal kind of operations to come in to operating. And the government said, no, we ourselves will do it directly using barter trade system or model. Or we'll allow the oil dealers to come in as a middleman, as brokers, to also support the government. But we will engage the NPA, National Petroleum Authority, to help in regularizing the prices of our crude products. So in this case, it is not something that anybody at all can just jump into it and begin to buy the gold and export it for oil into the country. No, we need to be controlled by the NPA, that's the National Petroleum Authority. And with this, all of us are enjoying seeing the lights on, seeing the power that we need, and then we've not been queuing, we've not been sleeping or studying in darkness, all because of this milestone program that our government has introduced into the country. Last to sit, now everybody's mind in the country thinking that gold is something that we bent on. Cocoa is something we bent on. Last year, we had only 1.107 billion cedis for cocoa export revenue that we got. But for the first year, gold for oil exchange, the Ghana was able to realize, and Bank of Ghana was able to purchase 1.7 billion value of gold. So it means that the bank itself is giving the Bank of Ghana the capacity to use our local currency, CD, to purchase it. And this, we don't need any kind of exchange rate. We are not putting pressure on the dollar. So we see that our dollar is now stable. So all these things are not just happening for happening's sake. It has been some people's thinking, some people's ideologies that is bringing all these things for us to see in reality. And into no nema na yehuno, empanyfobi, your man panyina abediachire nom eka ho, ene hwe masa nema we se nyina no yehuno. Yehu koko se eno na Ghana nyina ya ho odin gyina so. And so they compare gold for oil business operations now. The gains in there is even greater than what we had in the cocoa export revenue. So we don't need to be saying that it is canker to the nation. Last now, Zuma said, now Ghana has always been thinking about gold, cocoa, timber, and the rest. And we're all losing the sight of the remittances that we also get from the diaspora. The money is scar, you know, no free amanone ediba. Na obia adwene eniho. But your man penya be de kire amayati asese. Saade no kwa no a chain one agency revenue edibe ma o man no. We catch 2023 cocoa board MI 1.107 million billion. But the diaspora remittances is 4.6 billion compared to cocoa board. And so you have no say or pejuma ye or maybe a recruitive for cocoa board. But the diaspora money that come to the country, we don't even look at it. A day and obitum coaching by which they say a man pagina didn't know he has a vision. And no one it solve the huge chunk of our problems. But I ignore. So when people deposit money in the diaspora, they only take our cities in Ghana here. So this 4.6 billion dollars, where it can be found? The general breach the whole. And if now G dollar no, I'm a G city no Ghana, not dollar no akaho. So in this case, we are locking up our own hard currency there. And when we come to Ghana and we want to exchange dollar, we can't find it. It is there. And that is pushing pressure on the product because anything that you cannot find it and you want it, the price goes up. So now our president is saying that we are going to enforce the BOG, that's the Bank of Ghana, to making sure that the Ghana government have an account in there so that if you want an exchange, you want to drop money to your children or your parents, whatever, you drop that money, it goes to their account, and then you take the city here. So we can account that money as our money. And that will increase the supply of the dollar into the Ghanaian economy. So this kind of thinking, if you are not like somebody like our vice president, you may never think around that. So the point I'm making here is that when we are choosing leaders, we want people who can find solutions to situational problems, not somebody who will be adding himself to where is the problem solution can be found. In that case, we are all leaders and we are all subjects. So it takes a good leader to always be able to address situations when problems that are unexpected comes in. At the president, no know you won't be you who say, I did you be a crying me hono, Ubehuana in he, not Odiaba. It must say, Yen communicators say, oh, Hanum, wouldn't be an ebe far, you bet church the mono. Young church the say, saying na, the basic I implemented the benefits no a saying. Manipani who in reality say enunie na ebasa also be who say or to abana na dwene no ebe called fine if you say yen wura binuma umatra o man so pen no yenim de omodi kan aye but yen wura ba omia ye duru ba bi na say yen hu ne yen mpo a hu ba bi adwen no ebe fi aba na bi aba na mama ho na take him surprise but it solves a problem. Those people are the leaders and there are not many. So we are fortunate to get such people for us to lead the nation. And you obi akeke. Etibesre say another in some of your nyina the earlier speakers akani nyina ye be makwan ama questions time aba na ye bisa na ye kyerem kakra na entiase aba na ye kwa ye nya bi ede aka entino ebra maduru so no be ja kasemu no ama ye moderator na wode ya to afa aka so medase.
Thank you very much, Doc. Now, say the doc is really bro for you. Doc, a BT and kind for no. Another round of applause for him. Very upon one, sir. Just one round of questions. It will be one or two questions. Wow. Open your patch, maybe the microphone back down. What Gianna, what Budina straight away no. Me patch up momenya no snap you in kakra bi na yenko yeah
what I say you're from Dr. Ochre Boateng me ye juma Sunyani Technical University me a deputy registrar so akabo some pepe na me pension
aw
me pesa me kasafa enuma mienu e contribution nanka me de ma Dr. Donfe. Oh, says here, Professor Bodima, the presentation, you know, my change of mind into me direct here, man. I was here for, I'm saying, Professor Bodiaka interventions, Bibri, a government, aye, Ediaboa, or mine, a munipa, Bibri. Mobakaya and Chavia, 2020, COVID-19 by, you know. After 2020, Muna, lockdown also by. Lockdown, Muno. Ribisie, Emma, ye better no fear yanko Jumano. Yampany phobic crackers and Kama in Triaca. Now, so, me a labor unionist, me a labor union leader, into me kasa humbipa, me bufu, me conhunto kabibri. Esan says a cotiano, it be cry a senka, yintria, basic salary no, na allowances no yinjai. Now, so your kasa honsenka, a buying entry as a kana, Miss Abrin come. If you say na, yanya ye juma wo university, moon say a payroll allowances no, and one I had to share home, a dozen chain, a basic salary no. So now my GG loans are move best 30% when the Bama or the Akan loans. Minia Dr. Nyako how nim. Even your tutor school fees, the PhD, Nina, I can't. And so I buy 8 years and a Sicano Utria mine. Now you nim say a no chino. You better tear for your salary, send your countries BA, you know. And no Nina, I must have buying a Fasaka in Adia to know. So, intimate per se, your Kai sad you will not your Casa. Me family work around. Now what you be a crime? Me got na more. Me can't talk about you. Or more Casa. Me decide you buy no man work at home. Bakwa a tosopa hear me ye. Prof can capacity building wasem. Abaya yen shishebi ewo accelerated oil and gas capacity building. Sa shishe no de buy no ye challenge be a researchers no be hu ye. One professor, Dr. Paul Frimpong. Although the who say oil production no rig no so ye wo bruni bia or ye juma or ha sa bruni no yakofa no as a foreign expatriate or ye juma or ha dollars a editria nka or the 5-star hotel Nigeria at the 5-star hotel ne mada hobi ne mako school Ghana International School sika aban de show no sa sika ne betumi atua salaries of about 60 people in Ghana ha nipa ba ko or ye just welder and assess can you three a man so be your welding a rig so you who send a certificate to Kutano or technical school or Singapore. Reverend Father been assigned a certificate, no. Reverend Father or John Bosco School be or Singapore. Nina say, sir, accelerated gas, you know, capacity building, no. Yeah, Ghana has a new world described to me welding being a pipe fitting. Say na you nibi. Enu nti no omko hu saadi we say aban eyisika to ho say yenye yenyina yenhia ye frefre technical university CB ne other universities no bi ko hia say ye hwe kwan ye be pass no ye ko training Ghanaians wo Canada amasa capacity building no ye tumi anya nipa Ghanaians on be ye adwuma wo rig ne so ampa di kan nipa me nsa pe ne ko ye ewu mu a sese yenya ye nipa be say 25 o makwa ba asankofo no nyina no and yes, someone could train as well as can no be juma. Yes, I almost some be training for Ghana. And to say, sir, intervention, me say, Prof. de can next slides. Men am coaching Petroleum Commission frame, I mean, I'm coaching my technical universities. And watching, we have been able to establish the Ghana Welding Bureau. We as I say, who are be training up to that level, Biano. Also, be a member to the Ghana Institution of Engineering.
Wow.
And Mestre say, ye fanka, a do baby na ye cassa, ye facade at the Union Anka home. May all documents, wow, upe a home baby and meet me the amount of Prof. Mr. Made the documents no be brief amount, ye the home como. A cheer review for high back and wasem. That's why I know the basic ya.
Upon your patch or your dassy, Yamin Shaw, your poor bedding combo, patch of farm, mammy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Within the Kwakutia Ose. I'm a lecturer, STU.
Senior lecturer.
Senior lecturer.
It didn't come easy, so mention it. I beg you.
Senior lecturer, accounting and finance. I am a taco radio, so one mutati economic issue. Nimdia FM, Metaka South, and AKFM. So, per se, my contribution and communicators and so. With me, the we so I carry on to communicate. So here communication because oh abanya bokazi say Ghana yeka adru say ye check akura obi benya say one thing is say Ekano eyeden ebai. Eden na Ghana yaboka kudus. Even let's assume say 2016 na NDC free sukran. Kana omo aboda ho no. Se MPP mfa bi kura nka ho. Enna yesidi no depreciate aduru ba bi aduru no a nka enye the same debt. Kaka no enso ekoso. Na ka aban abo no the major problem we won say Ghana for dodo say na etuato. Our revenue stream no isa. Nipa etuato no isa. Even I'm talking about the direct one. The indirect one no kra indirect tax kra ese etua no. Ghana for dodo say na a taxable product. That is say ebia Ghana ni mitu kwan me ko ebia Kumasi me koda hotel na matua VAT obi kokora ofre na danfo me beda wo nchen che say sa na ema ni nyina ma government no enya the revenue into the revenue stream no isa ewo man no mu enti ma the only way aban betimi aye ni project say obebo bosia enti say aban bobosia which means say project na aban person ye ni ho resources ye ni ho sika aban de be e na ma aban bobosia na say so there are evidence I say bosia na aban boy no itimi hu say we ekoso nti communicators nso okọ na se mo kọ kasa ye hu say bosia na aban ko boy no the reason is say revenue yesika no yankasa yesika no esa ena two busana ekoboy no so yetimi de identify enema 1 or 2 bia ebetimi di aye kan ho asem no ase ye mra ye de hihye sa ne mra no ewo fam uko South Africa wontimi so hia foreign currency for anything esa ye wo Ghana no wo ye Ghana ni ana whoever wo ha no ukoto bibia auto ni cedi into hia foreign currency enti mesre prof na say omo ye policy recommendation na omo they can only buy for anything. Then the last point
we didn't say
kwakutua osei
say come ye examiner come busa say woni Dr. Bano one copy no yonko doc o say this man work the same thing I was worker and interestingly I think it's South Africa for Anamboa. What's what South Africa done?
We try UK.
And the airport na be there. Yeah. He has a huge paper on it in Jamaica.
Okay, the last point.
Yes.
Say most of major companies are export ni they create offshore account, foreign account.
Yeah.
To omo koton ni ema no mo ejisika no ho. Na omo ba Ghana na se omo hia sika akoto niam from on ni a na omo abeji ye dollars na ye wo ha no na omo de akoto eno nti what government can do ni say we need tax clearance certificate and say ye $10 ma o man
eni de besi ho a medase ma mempe obaba ako medase okay obaba ako papayin ena wo do wa me no benya ntokwa wa kire ho cause me ye atwa waja ti pa so kasa
me pa cho ye frame me Beatrice and petition
okay
me pa cho me ha one say omo beto aba aya mu hia oman no mwa say aya ye nto aba nye den emfa mamu ba ye tie mu asam so ne ye to aba ne mamu wie a ne yeso ye hia no ya mo nye mmae eno na kire madwen
we de omo ba ha no ma no abusa wo mo ana say ye ma omo ma ha na mboa omo nya ma ha to omo ba ha no abusa wo mo all right
me pacho
mpacho metie o
ye frame me mami ke papa bi
mami de papa bi ampa
Juma die we edamakoma so pa
ye dasi
na me bu sampanyimfo se free SHS ho asem ye ne ye ba ne ye hu se ne ye maame mo ebre yi ye ntoma wa dakam ɛna ne yɛde hwɛ saa mpanyimfo yi ɛnɛ yɛakwanya bebrebe wei a yɛmma yɛnyɛ mu kyɛfen wɔma kyɛ sɛ nka wɔn printe fees no ɛde ma nkwalaa no kɔma yawofoɔ abɛyɛ yɛ adwuma deɛ nti sɛ afei ne yɛbɛyɛ ho adwuma deɛ a mesrɛ mo mokɔ a monhyɛ mu kena na momfa ma mmɔfra no na abɛyɛ yɛ adwuma wɔ free SHS paa ɛnɛ wohwɛ a yɛma no a awie level 400 no papa yɛaposti wɔ mu kwalaa no faa wɔn ba abɛsen akɔ service aban bɛni mesrɛ mo mache monyɛ ho adwuma ɛmfa ma
medase with the echoes of Winneba repeated here. I open pacho mo anonko.
Your friend your benfi.
But so yenti open your benfi, Mr. Mo. Last but one.
Adeba kwa emse muja wo money sa free a friend said no 24-hour economy mon kan ho hwe.
Yen kan. Say yen wodi. Yen kan because yen kan. See I can't yank your beka.
No. We are talking about says I'm some bar, some dedicate and you go to a bar.
Okay.
Yet me who baby better abanako.
Okay.
The work has some no convincing me some 24-hour economy be bar.
All right.
2016. Obi bar say me the free education be bar me boy.
Yeah, Bashwani.
And work as a convincing ye. And ye to man and what they buy. Now somebody is telling us say or the free
24-hour economy
bar.
It will issue no.
Yes, and now there's confusion.
Okay.
But my mention 24-hour economy no, and to me unless there's industrialization.
I see.
So industries in Iwa, yen to me 24-hour economy. Ghana there are only 2 cities are building for 24-hour economy, Tema and a Samara Boy.
Samara Boy.
Yes. Some boy soon you're better than Tema because it was built by a company, the whole company no, the whole town.
I see.
Me feel come in Crown University in 1975 when I stayed there for 8 years. Now, so about 24 economy now, this is a raw materials are what they buy, and Samara Boy was controlling about 70% of Ghana's forest products, forestry. Papa no, up to now, a dash of woman some. Also, timber firms do pa na wo Kumasi. Almost all of them are good. I can't about 3 timber firms now operate Kumasi. All because women need concessions since they say all the concessions actually some are in them and some. Now, some are when I say I could foreigners in Temo and some.
Yeah,
Lebanese women are fire natural resources. The yet med. Obi o yet more hobiano. Omko 3 ships. Now, bisa me say, the woman can say, you better praise for nipa be nya aduane adi. Wo ye adwuma wo ho no mu a Ghana for kra hwan nipa he di anajo. Wo ye funu be hye me bo ana. And ya adwene we say ho. Yes, me adwuma wo ho mo. Wo ma ye adwuma, wo ko 3 to 11 no. After 7, obi ama wo ma break wo ma to aduane. And the Venus about 11, upon and upon 7, or by 11 upon 7 now, obedi.
Chief, and I send you give it for consultant on 24-hour economy.
Yes, people need to be educated on the 24-hour economy.
Okay.
Say anyhow. And now, so but now we see factory there. And yeah, when what me operate 24-hour economy no.
Basho, medasi.
And you mentioned you too. I did I was here and say. Ghana say ye to abama omana ba I was here nya technocracy bi na omuhwe there should be a development agenda free national development planning commission
okay I was going to say that
what is na ebinu so ahwe ya monitor say ye we say na do omana ko do say go Ghana ye ya sase we say ane ma hye no oma bi ani bi ane ye betumi dia ye ho yiye look Britain now we talk cutlery. I won't say at Sheffield.
Sheffield.
Sheffield, not the Sasson Boys are almost see iron sea industry. And when we better friends and products. And you know, my papa say he was proud, say, or no, we use to sign money be Sheffield, no man will use to.
Okay.
And yes, you bet me, I be saying, ya near my one. After all, you were iron ore, away assassin. If you were upon Mansi Western region, you were Islam. Yeah, yen 2 years. Korea, almost me develop because the Samsung, they were sea industries, almost at a shipbuilding. I think want to take over the whole world. I don't know now, but from 80s to early 2000, they were leading the shipbuilding, the whole world.
Okay, open you batch. Me that's more fast like a seman. Yes, I batch. Now me call my brand TV so. My call me Samra. My call brand TV so. Yes.
All right.
Batch brief, eh?
Okay. I'm currently a student from UNE. My name
from
is,
UNE.
Yeah.
Your lecturer is here.
Yes, sir. So my question is about the taste that Doctor talk about.
The taste.
Yeah.
Taste.
The taste.
Okay.
Which the taste.
Yes.
Need dena so say be obi epe foreign goods and I say inti nyame adom na say Dr. Mahamudu Baomi abetna so it's possible. How ben now ana kwan horo ben na umbetime edie yi sa edena also cause say sha even ya goods cry or Ghana ya made in Ghana goods no me am ya cry
umpe
yeah cause the quality no enche and also I am wame it say ya be say edi sa so na it sa taste ni so a e o say mo ye nhihye bia e be boa na ama eswate.
All right. Medasi. Now, let me remind that we are live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. Now, obi the comment be by was say taste the day. I say I get my plastic surgery. I just had the father. All right, Basho, last question. Now you trust so. Now, Basho, I never carry on by the book or why say be ya yen ya hand mo if him. Basho man microphone. Oh, yeah, WA. Chief, Manimye. Who's that for?
Our penny about within the Ericus fear prime fear no.
Ericus, okay.
Fear no. Our penny ever done was said, you might yet say what you may be a brain, bromantum ha. Now, penny more my education, dear. May war a some to be a better, maybe some more edify a youth employment agency for elsewhere.
Okay.
Gobama young expenditure a war free education.
Yeah.
But this year, yeah, make us say, my say, why you so at the time, my woman be in Sarah from technical investing Yakrano. Yen you have been with her, woman so identity of her, yet yen choose in Amaya.
Yeah.
Kakra, as a band the Mayan so, Oguswa, Ochia, Edamaya. It's in perceiving who say, Yan so yadiano, your financier, him for Medasi.
All right, Medasi. I think there's a law establishing, so I didn't know. Well, but your chief.
Medasi. Madam Asi. Me wa question na penifo mobile no. Mon kyerɛ me. Kwan a mo betumi aso problem we ya no. Se mo tu me fo, mo tu abanfo a. Madam fo bi a me no nam ha sisi wasɔre kɔ. Oye electrical engineer.
Okay.
Otumiji contract 60,000, 80,000. No, you will be dying. Untia tax. Me, market ya fiano. Bosume besona banyati. Kwine pain. Ni afutuo pain. Ena modebe ma me say. Mobetumi aye nhihye ma sa nipa no. Ono so atumi eden etua tax. Ede ya ma o man no. Ye tosu mi enu. Me pese mi hu say o man we control price ebetumi aye adwuma. Beye bosumi mi ensani madam fo bi frɛ me say onya connection bi. Obi di niema bi ba na eso okoyi niema no port. Sikasem ni ade nti no. Ndo wo so woni hu dwuma. Okra 200,000 Ghana cedis. Within a period of
1 week wakoyi nneɛma no ɛde ama ɔmo mutu nneɛma no ne mfasoɔ ɛsan yɛ 200,000 nti ne nyinaa kɔsi 400,000 ne mfasoɔ ɛwɔ mu yɛ 200,000 nti sɛ yɛkyekyere man sɛ ya yɛbɛkɔ yɛ nim sɛn okay kwan bɛn ɛne yɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛtumi sɛ control price ɛbɛtumi aba ne yɛtwa to koraa ɛyɛ Bank of Ghana ɛne me de politics bɛfam kakra Dr. Baumia ade a medi ne ho yaw ɛne CD a yɛka ho asɛm me a me wɔ ha manko school yi a me gina ha sisie yi me nim kwan yɛfa so yɛbu akontan yɛhyehyɛ nneɛma nyinaa enti me wɔ man we mu na sɛ dollar ɛnyɛ yɛn ɛna yɛtwa ɛyɛ me de sɛ doctor no ɔkasa ne kan sɛ afei de Bank of Ghana hyɛ aseɛ sɛ yɛde Ghana card ɛna bɛtɔ dollar ana yɛbɛgye dollar enti sɛ yɛntumi ntresi dollar ɛnhu sɛ makɔgye dollar ebia dollar du ɛde aba emu baako ɛfa ha emu mmienu fa ha emu mmiɛnsa fa ha na sɛ yɛhwɛ ne saa sɛ amanfoɔ selfish interest nti dollar no ɛmpete mfa baabi a na mepɛ sɛ mehu sɛ ɛyɛ boapayɛ Bank of Ghana for ɛyɛ boapayɛ ɛyɛ selfish interest anaasɛ yɛ dɛn because wontumi nka nkyerɛ m sɛ mo na mo ka mo borɔfo ka nsɛm a ɛyɛ nyinaa me mengye nni sɛ nneɛma a yɛ exporto ɛdɔɔso sen nea yɛ exporto dɔɔso sen nea yɛ importo o sɛ den me mengye saa nneɛma ne ni mengye nni megyidie ne sɛ dollar no yɛntumi nhwɛ baabi a ɛfa ne baabi ɛnsɛ sɛ ɛfa megyidie ne sɛ zamaramani ɛte kwan ho ɛsesa dollar a me kurom ha yi akora yɛwɔ sunya ha yi a yɛnni dwa kɛse koraa no menim obi a ɔno ɛwɔ dollar no na wɔde amazamramafoɔ na ɔma kɔsesa saa suban no yɛbɛyɛ dɛn de yɛtumi atu aseɛ medase pa na wadamfo na wɔgye contract 60,000 a wontua tax ne deɛ megidi sɛ ɛyɛ pass wɔ call yɛ ansa na busa question wei meba sure yɛm sɛ questions ne awie prof doc which one are we filled na yɛnhu we've got 10 minutes to deal with it
I will say two things no the we last ni you now to tax but before that na ye mame very good contribution say I was say the education ministry na onboying I will say near part of in church so your church ye classroom nko enti yeso ya pia ba bonten a ye jai classroom ato ho aye education bi enti ye enam from mu so enti ye gide say your ministry no enka akire say omoso beye ne hia na abo oman no enti yesom ye tax issue no em say nua no ni ha enti hu de enti betima kana chi asam na ye no kware nya no nko a there are other people are almost intimate. Abano near a ma a easy man so begis cafe or you tear directly to Bosum Swan, a teacher ni unihow, a bino's wati. Yen you no ma omunisa sources no on better tenor, and any problem. But ye hear one education. I was a sa ankran queen yet me be some, nientia. On to mean to your tax. That's the first thing. Tax education, a idea of Boamas idea to me as no. The entire maker son say, Nancy won't see a cut 2 shops be bring more cra. Now ye knew say, a ban or 2 means here to 2. Ya cassetiano. But in tax law, no, omra, sa untia, I was here 2. A calm fast on the brina ampe. There could have been other ways to solve our problem. Jeremiah says about 13% or so people are behind the tax bracket. There are so many people are omuntia. And untina ye kase the flat rate ye kan wasemi. Very important. Kobi kotia until even say double tax in Ghana here. utia COVID, utia insurance. Now asan de akoka 15%. No asan calculate asan tia ebebre. Tabansha ye yes have flat rate na. Amani okutia na enye na nsibebre because tax components no they are attributes. Tax must be convenient. Tax to be equitable. Okutia also tia say sadi nyina akoso wi a ono okutia no very easy. So betia amabay no. That's
all right, Prophet. That's it. Doc.
Yo, very immediately. They're now all kind of, I mean, being so about the taxes. Yo, hey, Yana, you know, Etako, Amanoni, US, Germany, and other places. Yeah, better now, Omo can say, Makoye, Juma, Maubi, Amanipakro, Afemsika, Eddie. At least as a bida. Say it, dear Ewoni. Yenu amo mufiri akododo na ase be impeders na enye enkrata na omode kono omukwa omukoye cleaning ebi so emerwa na omo anyinyini no
doko maye
na omoti omo na ede omo hwe wo mo na ye mo sanjuma na omukoye na ense da nimu no nketenkete ni nyina no se abrochie na mo no obi ba me fie na obeye cleaning na me tumi botom yi $2 kura amana Emerane de mi betum. Ehono, almost system no much share near Makama. Tis a we cleaner na uba mi fear. A juma at the way and as a day, mi chiaoka. Through your account. It is a uba a juma mi fear na bank account. A juma na siagu mintiaka. Etidiana when is a beer, me makwa bruche de mini pipes. Mini pipes in intino. Minti minya day. Minti could be a bank account. It's a minia in a day, Macacoto, at the Ghanaian, and I'm a cocache, and I'm a Ginny Dini. Ticamede, Jordan Fay, Mikwana Macofade, Frank Bano. Namede no corner, just say, Mikoye cleaning, we are near this Canada. At an account, and Sana May day, Mensa day, Aka. Until say this time running signs, any bebano, a bayer gym pass, informal sectors, no, umbitria. The name you can. Me and me fear in crime will be by year Juma or within about 5 days. No, we about 2,000 or give me 8,000. We are not aquano 5 days now or buy any nano. O dinner kufu do attempt dinner 10 days. I or any pamonini and no buy a credit a home children. Nina, I'm hearing my son so that the damn you can. And I'm a catcher and he said, may TBD I could tax because I could tax now. The Nakufado. The last time I checked. Mana stop raining during what? Moses' time. Man and top. I mean, Abrochena, you know, Aquabi, I mean, not Jumukanica, cry, friend of Chini Jonas. Also, the glass in Kwa, and what tax I will be Chiano. O car, Oko pack your car, cracker, you buy and come up a chemical. Hey, maybe I'm a coach tax. So that is why Omoniaman United, I yes, I know. Oko or maybe this at Denmark. We are Jumana winya 100 emu 48 what the matter abai Ghana your tax to GDP ratio it hovers around 14-15 to Ghana we are Jumana 100 cities on average na abai sika almost 15 na obi enya 48 officer wait me na epe yentua yentua so no yenia na yesa a complaining na madam ba kon say mobile na mabeka kire say yentua ba mama yetoma madam mo pese yenyeso de monye madam omu yepa me can the year 2021 once a match 2021 your total tax ya nyinya nyina no e wa Ghana ha your tax revenue ya nya nyina no na 66 billion Ghana cedis abai no afe no bosia ya bo from yerua Rollins Breso yerua kofo still a bi wo ha de tio Muhammad ye bebre bobo eri nyina ye tua ena na nakufu ado so de obeje no nyeni nyina na ya ha ase tua de ya ha ase tua so ye tua na wo kasa de we nyina boma 2021 no abai de sika 35 billion Ghana cedis ena ede ekotua ekadada eniema na ya ye Rage Hospital niema akese na abai na omotwam akono ma ye ni nyina na ya bosia tina nakufu ado a wo se de onye hwe no Rage Hospital no ona etuaka. So what I say, and Emeramusuno, or no, but above for Bebano, or no so a can and a kufu out of Swabon, as on Saturday, eba obede obetua sanete eti odi sika no 35 billion no kokutua ka wo wie na adwumayefo akatua 34 billion uka no mienu mama yesai 69 menu mienu to ayetua enyina aye 66 aba ne niema mienu wabɔ ho ka de 69 na yete ha ne yetiem ana yenyi kwai aba ne nyesei onko ye dai we can't conjure money from heaven. So what I say, abai ko bobusia pe na nkrofo bi asori aba no obobusia do. Today ya na abai amobusia goods and services anka entimi ntua. Ye ka goods and services a enu bi ne ye chema ministries no. To be a Ministry of Health ye adwuma na Sunyani Regional Hospital ye adwuma na abai atua dey goods and services. Amamuo enya de wo ya na nkrofo bi na no ye se fra kwa bi raf. Yeah, the what can say no almost say what can you do? Yeah, the man there na be. Ti misramo ya mumma mobo enko fom kakana enye me sipa omo ameka sakeke. You say uko school free, enkofo me no mu wie school pa o kro bi so your friend there ma. No mu ni ma de papa first. Say me di first na etimi di be mfie me no na mitimi ni first. Ye nipa be 5 na na ye pray. Me feel what me by Bechem Presec 1992. Bechem Presec from Form 1 to Form 5. Me the first Sakopim say me. I never had any competitor. Bechem Presec. So what I say, if you walk on almost baby I make biano, I'm either the best student or among the best. So I found I'm no we school or there man. And I mean no say omuni na do na no ma petition ewu. And imagine that Saturday we free SHS. And omu ko bia e dey na nkasi. Oh, eti abane ye niema pa. National Health Insurance anyhow na nipa ewu o Ghana basabasa na nya agro. Na Ghana on average no you say we ba utimi nyini eduru 66 years. First now from kra. So what you say? Sabin previous an ye ma no kro mo nyema. Hospital kwa no mo nko. Ansa na National Health Insurance de eba. Eti niema asisi. Sunyani hanye se ne na hate. And na me ba ha check akra me be hu ha e ha sesa kra eniema asisi eniema ekoso
me da say okay doc
me fa akra bi so it said the doc kind no say me de bia me ka say free senior high school in whatever form of shape no we should embrace it. Me de me you, but I'm saying this, the young ones na motehano mana mukosu mu say maduane enye denti no mubu afu no munti na make us asem. In fact, ananu ya in 2003 ewo Christ the King Senior High School Obuase, there was a young man there because of 23 Ghana cedis he would have been a dropout, and that young man is the one speaking to you today. Because of 23 Ghana cedis, he would have been a dropout from school. Because in 2003, there was nothing like free senior high school. Na a registration fee. Me papa say woni bi. And yes, biana oboase will be no so bi. Indeed, I knew say no bi. It took the timely intervention of my late uncle, who was a minor in AGE Oboase. And Okoji loan the time no debate. I would have been a dropped out from school. I'm telling you this. And today be a many doc na me kase me nebresem. And today say obiti ha no kase okosu aduane e de ma anya ne da na mente. Hwe then time na 23 Ghana cedis ntin ka me ye drop out no. Na ye ma aduane o. Then time samuni mo boase aduane e mo ne nkwan. Ti ye kodi mo nya mo ne nkwan e de o. Na omude gari ni beans omati egum. See, could dinner no pabe 10 and when you close until around 4 p.m. What the otia more duania no pa a riani numer, we see a duana and then to buofu. Men I need that access, no, but yet so come here drop out. Into me say I buy anya shekrana for the fact so I implemented free senior high school. And obia oni mami and papa betumi akosundi. It is something we should be grateful. And I'm saying this based on my own experience. You would the economic value of it, but you will be a cold school now. Then time you nya Kumasi Anglican, if you obuasi, na e was say ma call a year your friend is saying LA and menya aggregate 10 and menya Kumasi Anglican my first choice me papa say se menya obi akotena ne nchen we Kumasi de a ene metumi akọ Kumasi Anglican fi say then time na boarding enye free ubetua oso oni sika enti because menya obi nkotena ne nchen o say me call Christ the King wo Obuase, which is just like about 30-40 minutes walking distance from where I was born. Into my first choice from into me uncle. But today I'm here. Into I'm telling you, say, and then a year who free senior high school home fast war. But in about 30 years to come, we will see the true importance and significance of free senior high school. Ghana Jefahudie 1957. Now 10 years before that, na oman bi wo wiase a friend in India, see nyina in India. Na India aje fanhudie in 1947. Na e wiase a ye no, we've had 4 industrial revolution. The 4th one is the 4 IRA you almost see. We are talking about technology. Information technology. Now the first industrial revolution occurred in the 18th century, between the late 70s to early 80s, specifically in the United Kingdom. That was a brea. Abrofo nyansa pemu discovered the technology and your friend says steam engine. Because first we are seeing agriculture. It is steam engine no be power industry. Ye de dane agriculture ni. Sa bre no na ebibi man do na Ghana kwada now we don't exist as Ghana near free Gold Coast. It is our first industrial revolution. I'm saying this to the young ones. Me pese me mamo history kakra. The first industrial revolution, then we had a second industrial revolution, which was in the 20th century, that is the early 1900s. That the major discovery there was the discovery of electricity, hydro energy. And until 1957, the first president, then need to do Ghana, Ebenya, Akosombo Dam, because that was the era of the second industrial revolution, and only idea na edimupa. And non so yanshede a chefa because Sabreno na afena na ye fight for fanhudie ye pre-independence until 1957. I think it's 1960 thereabout. Yebenya Akosombo Dam. Inti yanshede nya fanhu a chefa dodo na wom. And the third industrial revolution occurred in the late 60s to 70s. Now, the third industrial revolution, the discovery of computers. Sabreno, now Ghana, now we know. That was the era. Now we are engaged in coup d'etat. Ni true abengu na ba ni true abengu. Tubekaya. Your first coup d'etat was in 1966. That was the brand now computers. After na a unity we are saying. And also between 1966 and 79 there, na eyeku asem nko wo man Ghana. Enti wo man Ghana, when ya omanpanyi bia no woni die ni suadi hunu for you to tap into the third industrial revolution. Na adentina me kan India asem. Sabre no between 1947 to 1966 asem America no. India between that period no enya omanpanyi bi te se de ne yenya Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also on the information technology. And as Nipana no be person be di India so no or can say though a reason says this way a computer, but here India for the India computer because our computer no free America neighbor. But here India for no education and training. Say, if you and 5 years and 2 years old. But in about 30 to 40 years' time in Ebebano, say you can't information technology in the computer once a ye India for the BC and also. Or can't ask them no their brain to say ne unyaman for we are almost sereno. Now fast forward, mean example being true. Say now uti young man our casa would taste for foreign products. Say offer a smartphone. Na opese wo hwehwe bibi wo internet so ade ba ade na wo bo ye fra bibi Google meboa e ho ne search engine na obedi nkan bo ansa na wakopa information. Google no eye company enye Indian company eye American company. Na bisa ho se The CEO of Google, Ofuhefa, or ye Indian, but company ni American. IBM make a computers assemble the technology to develop computers. IBM an American company. Time we discover a computer in India, no cry, I feel it's a Ghana for. Yes, I just say you build your human capacity. And who is the CEO of IBM, American old company, or your Indian? Adobe, one of the largest software companies in the world, an American company. And who is the CEO of Adobe, American company? He is an Indian. You see, it takes vision and long-term planning. And I bet me the idea so. But we are focused on the present. So if indeed, say ye pese ye ma ye be wo mono, they won't come and inherit the same mess we have inherited today there. Then we should vote for a candidate who has vision for the next 50 years. Kakra, midija mono medamase.
All right. Another round of applause. Honorable and Super Showa. Pacho. Where the bra? Bra. Oh, okay. Honorable Pacho. And just a minute. We'll read now. We'll read one point. Because I'm sure.
I have a quick response to one of our questioners who said that because of the taste. Taste, you know. I don't say, I don't think I introduce TVET. TVET na bano. I am Sanu Juma, Titiru, and the Titiwon. And Embrebi Baba, and Master Momo producing a meatono, said the name Muyano, Sa, the Bejinemusa, as a Sako. Said the Uko advanced can to be you to Crampuna. This or the diploma certificate, shall say, your certifies of Betimas or Trimim, and some was so the end is our Embrebi Baba, with the introduction of TVET, the Benyan Yepe, not young Casanso, young Ghanaians, no so. Essentially contribute to be. Other countries, you know, will contribute to their quota. China ni enko shop who say American product the whole Nike. Etara home. Na ya trop ya the same pabwano so the whole made in China. We ni home. Obeto made in China na. Odum so the chakra be pie. Why? Odum say scan be koni memu na buwa the country. I didn't know. Oman kasa mindset no more development say meto mi kroma de abuwa me mind. But yan so no yari say because to Atadia Ghana ya meje minua na o shebi etimempe me propose na my unique your mindset adese sesane kakra say yeah ne sa ebeboa me na economy so timi atene around nti ehwe ho yi again me brother so eka before why any nep the maslog how they can also get funding, isn't it? See you know nhyeya ye mampanyini abedi akiri aye e de say see no expatriate companies company like say na omo ye foreign no afino so no mo fa so de ba omo tam ni nyina na omo de call see an nhyeya be ba say omo beje bi at the same time taxes na ewo omo discount ne kwa yeje no esunti ana omo di dwane ye hu oso obete so amana bofom so that e beti track omo sika ekori na tax won na sa tax revenue no e be ba this interventional agencies here include NEP NAGA ne manamano afei banks nso a wahase do mu nyina no aya ye gi skabi de to central bank said the bear reserve bi amom in case of problems your banks ni face any ba o ma yusu e de abo now the banks are saying said the scano eso enti go muntete so said the bear monya bi dia ye aya adwuma the government is planning say sad to so the better say better so mo no de sad to be ba sa intervention agencies ni ho na mo so mo de aya adwuma na challenge all to say somebody says can you adwuma na foreign say political money yentua na kokem but say who says can so no e obi sika and the few na de eba enti hon so say so di ehuni say ye gi de adwuma na fa so ba ye betua na atima ko ba do a e free e de buy no I think say kakra betima kada so de so.
Thank you very much, Doc. Honorable Asukumi Pastor, Regional Minister did us the honors by opening the discussion for us, you know. Point why? Point na me ko pe bibini.
Yo mini amda sebebre eye me bram paying for akuku dama monya pepa na motum ho asi wo se mo beko eye mantama hodo so na mobɛboa yɛ ama yɛate ɛyɛ economic situation n'asere yie no yɛda mo ase paa ɛyɛ adɔfo a yɛhyia wɔ ha communicators ne mpanyinfo a yɛhyia wɔ ha anɔpa me maame regional minister ɔbaeɛ bebie ɛyɛ dwumadie n'ano ɛnam sɛ na yɛgu so a ne yɛyɛ toto yɛ nneɛma bi nti manhyɛ dɛ ntumi antena mu paa ba ne nyinaa no so na yɛ dwumadie no yie yɔ nti a ɛna yɛde aba bɛduru ha yi mɛgyina n'anan mu na yɛada obi biara ase paa sɛ wɔn nso baeɛ na wɔso aba bɛtie bi ɛba ɛyɛ economics a ɛm sɛ saa beaeɛ no yɛ communicators no wɔn wɔ ha ɛtɔ da bi abɛhu sɛ a group of people will give different figures na ebi so de foforɔ aba ntumi no mmienu a ana ɛba ɛyɛ economics asɛm a yɛnhyɛ dɛ ɛnte aseɛ paa yie no ana yɛbisa yɛn ho sɛ na ɛsɛ hwan koraa na ɛka nɔkorɛ no hwan na ɛka nɔkorɛ no na ɛyɛ paa sɛ ɛyɛ yɛn mpanyinfo a ɔmo deɛ ɔmo akwadiri mu no ɔmo ɛntena nkran nko a minu mmienu yɛnya akwanya na ana terms ni bi a ana yɛtete wɔ ɛyɛ mframa mu no yɛhunu yɛte no wɔ TV so no yɛnya akwanya abisabisa no mo so bebree nim sɛ dodoɔ naa so yɛadwen no nneɛma bi a yɛteeɛ no yɛsesa na yɛmpɛ sɛ ɛno ɛbɛka ha nko a ɛmpɛ sɛ ɛbɛka ha nko a anyone who sits here becomes a change agent. I end. Me na for phone bi nu a na ye nam a na ye kɔ ne ba ba ko na ne maame na ye headmistress enti ono de na ne sikasɛm ɛyɛ bra ye duru form 3 ana ɔmo be kɔ senior high school no ɛna headmistress no eyi ne ba no ɛde ne kɔ Kofodua technical school afei second one so na ne ma mi nsam ye kakra na on so yi ne de nti na ye yi kɔ o de no so awofo mu de na ɛyɛ a ne ye yi na ye de kɔ me twan ya ma ye bie school 1 month ansana o hwɛ a mabusuafo ɛboaboa kakra kakra ma mitimi ɛde ɛkɔ ɛyɛ twena manfo na ɛnyɛ me de no kura pokura na ye situation I'm person share with you. But me met him na me nim so no so omo ya de pa no. Ye mu 10 credit yentimi anya kwanya anto school no so. E mu 10. Enso no omo ya de pa. Ti bebre ekachi. Se sabre no na enye se bia na omo nya de o. Na esikasem. Iskasem nti sɛ na free SHS no na ɛwɔ hɔ a enka na nyɛ saa ha we ne yɛkumo Enti adofo say unya president na so unya sa kokoduro no pa say in spite of all the competing needs ebia nka obetim de sasika na ye kwan bebre nka menu mienu ebia na ma ebe ka say o kwan we yaye bebre nka obetim de aye nema bebre na so o say menu mienu ye yi edie enti enfa sasika pudo no nyeden enfa nkosa na so wa ban o president na so nya kokodro timi tu sa na mo ya aban bi obi na o hwehwe aban foforo bio na o hwehwe enti mama ye nyina yenyu a sabio ye say managing an economy no ete say ukita kosia onsa we ni hihin ka abomoden ama economy na timi ayeyi a eye ntise ya ye nyina ye betimi de ye ho atoso se sa ntise we ya ye de agu akwan mu no emma ye mfie du ebetimi ma Ghana ye den asesa sa aban no na ese nya gidie wɔ ne mu enye de osori a ebi ohwa de ekoso o Ghana fo omo se yenya scan se ye botom ye di nachi scan no emme se botom sa keke eye nhyehyɛ ya edi gu akwan mu anti megina kakra ya maka so na yadamase minim se o maka bebri a kyerɛ mpanfo yadamase bio na ye kɔ no ye moa na moma ye nyina ye hu se eye MPP aban ene betima sese o man Ghana yadamase bebre
e da se da kese be ma MCA honorable Ansu Kumise ene watimi abepon dwumedi nti nyame adoma train be call either Kufuridua or Tamale iti yadamase obia ebae na si 24 mo ho te sei my din do hospital ka munya na ka mo se kuntu na ngwa opanie. I think we are done. So thanks for coming, thanks for joining us, thank you for joining us via text message or WhatsApp. Yadamase nyame adoma e channel pa mo de say station name can 6 o'clock news ah na say prof ne doctor ne pelifoni nyina obi ase wadamase we are out of here.